Weaver of the stuff that nightmares are made of. It was Shakespeare who said, "You only live once." It was Goethe who said, "You only die once." And Nathan Hale said he regretted he had only one life to give to his country. From all this, then, we gather that all we have is this one time, this one life. However, this may not be entirely true, according to a gentleman you're about to meet. You may have as many lives as you can intelligently arrange for. Our mystery drama, The Coffin with the Golden Nails, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Howard Da Silva. It is sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, Brewers of Budweiser, and Buick Motor Division. I'll be back shortly with Act One. Stop in at any of the 16 convenient American Express travel service offices in the New York area. For any airline ticket, see American Express. Don't leave home without it. In the midst of life, we are in the midst of death, the book tells us. And this should teach us that survival is largely a matter of perception. And perception is the ability to see through the trappings directly into the heart of the matter. Therefore, people with perception never overstay their welcome, never overplay their hand, and are never caught in the rain without an umbrella. A man of perception was Ramon Zoya, Colonel Ramon Zoya, chief of the secret police of one of those little nickel-and-dime dictatorships somewhere south of the border. The colonel had an ingrained cruelty and a sheer delight in the sufferings of helpless human beings. We're about to witness the colonel at work.
One moment, if you please. I am Colonel Ramon Carlos Vicente Maria de Soria y Sanchez, and this is my story. And I resent the way the gentleman has presented me. I am not some monstrous, sadistic brute. As a dedicated patriot, I was part of a holy crusade to restore law, order, decency, and respect to my beloved country. Well, she refuses to talk, Colonel. Refuses? Refuses? Young woman, is it possible that you believe you're attending a dance where you may grant or refuse a gentleman the pleasure of a waltz? What does this animal call herself?
Anita Dionys.
Anita Dionys. Corporal, hand me a whip. Now, Anita Dionys, you have a pretty face. You also have some information. You may not keep both. Which shall you give up? Who are your companions? Choose. Very well. You have chosen. Yes? Who? Oh, Mr. Chrysalis. I never heard of him. Send him away.
Ah, Colonel. I am Mr. Chrysalis.
I told my sergeant you are not to be admitted. I'll teach him.
You should teach him how to block a right cross to the chin.
I could have you shot.
Sit down before I take my business elsewhere.
Do you know who you're talking to?
How old are you? 30? 35? Very good bones on that face. We can do a lot with them. And you were a school teacher before you got into all of this? What did you teach?
I was an assistant professor of zoology at the university. Now, see here.
My name is Mr. Chrysalis. I am sales manager of Metamorphosis Incorporated. My card, sir?
What does all this mean?
You, a biologist, ask the meaning of metamorphosis?
I know what it means. Transmutation, a transformation from one life to another.
Precisely.
And now I've had enough of
and
this.
That is what I propose to do with you. Ask me why.
Why?
Within 90 days, the revolution will come to this country.
Who has told you this fairy tale? This
Soon
infamous...
you shall have a new government, which will do unto you as you did unto others. I am here to sell you insurance.
Insurance? What kind of insurance are you talking about?
The name of our company answers your question.
Metamorphosis.
Yes. All of our clients have been metamorphosized into other people, and they lead their new lives out in the open.
You must be insane.
Consider the monarch butterfly. It leads two distinctly different lives. First, a caterpillar, an ugly, crawling creature with a ground's eye view of life. Second, a butterfly, beautiful, airborne, free. Let us say one is seeking the caterpillar. Does one look for him in the butterfly?
Chrysalis.
Ah, enlightenment. Now you know the meaning of my name, chrysalis. The cocoon. The safe, snug haven where the metamorphosis takes place. The dark brown shell with the bright yellow spots. What do you call it?
The coffin with the golden nail.
Precisely. And you shall enter that coffin not to die, but to be born again.
How?
A complete plastic surgery for your face, and you will teach zoology in an American university.
But how?
You will have documents, a birth certificate, diplomas, recommendations.
But I can't. I don't speak English.
You will, and with an authentic Midwestern accent.
This is a hoax.
It will require a full year of round-the-clock concentration and study. That is why the fee is $1 million.
$1 million? I don't have $1 million.
The chief of secret police doesn't have at least $1 million? Sir, you insult my intelligence. Now, for $1 million, you become Dr. Stanley Parker. Stanley Parker, assistant professor of zoology at Southwest A&M in the good old U.S. of A.
I understand what you say. I even see how it might be done. I could change my face and learn the language, but
what is the problem?
I am the problem. Me. Something in me was never satisfied with the academic life. Something in me will always demand action, excitement, and, yes, violence. I could never settle down. I need violence.
No. Colonel Ramon Zoya was the caterpillar. Stanley Parker shall be the butterfly. There will be nothing of Zoya in Parker. Your attitude toward life shall be different. You will believe in a new philosophy, be moved by another psychology. We shall change more, much more than your face and your voice. Zoya was a devil. Parker shall be a saint.
It's required more than a year, even more than 2 years. I was taken to an island somewhere in the West Indies, exactly where I cannot say. And in that place, Ramon Carlos Vicente Maria de Zoya y Sanchez died slowly, and a man named Stanley Zebulon Parker was born. That is not to say that all memory of Carlos died. Oh, no, I remembered everything about him, everything he was, but he was no longer me. His speech was no longer mine. His long, narrow head seemed to be rounder, his nose shorter, his chin wider. This needed the better part of a year. All visible traces of Ramon Zoya were gone, but my original fears remained.
I told you it would come slowly. Look at yourself. Listen. Who would even dream you were Ramon Zoya?
I would. Yes, I agree. I am the voice and the image of a man named Stanley Parker, but I still think and feel like Ramon Zoya.
Of course, and you must help us change you. In the change is your true safety. The caterpillar enters the chrysalis, the coffin with the golden nails, and within he is given more than a different form and shape. He is given another mind.
And I was changed. I don't know how it was done. I don't remember. I know another year went by. I lived in a constant sea of what must have been electric currents. I was always feeling waves of shock. There were always electrodes, always sparks, always the sharp smell of electricity. I was someone else. Oh, don't say a human being cannot be changed. I know better. I know.
Do you remember Ramon Zoya?
Yes, I remember him.
Do you remember being him?
Yes.
What's the matter? Are you ill?
Yes, I feel...
An attack of nausea coming?
Yes. Every time I think of Zoya, I can't help it. I feel sick.
Why?
His loud voice, any loud, harsh voice, disturbs me. The gun, that heavy automatic pistol, I can't stand the idea of it. And a knife, the dagger and the whip. These things, I'm dizzy.
And killing?
The thought of killing, of hurting, of inflicting pain on any living creature.
Even for a good reason?
There's never a good reason.
Well, Professor Parker, I would say that you are just about ready to fly.
Excuse me. I'm trying to read your name badge. Professor Dionis?
I'm Anita Dionis.
How do you do? I'm Stanley Parker. Biology.
I've come here to teach Latin American literature.
Oh, that's interesting. I can't say I've read very much literature of Latin America.
Well, aren't you going to ask me about it?
Ask you about what?
You've been staring at it for the past half hour.
Staring?
The scar on my face.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. It's just that it's so...
Horrible. I'm accustomed to having people stare at me.
May I ask how it came about?
Oh, some years ago, the government of my country, the democratic government, was destroyed by a military junta. And my family, the Dionis family...
The, Dionis family?
Oh, I'm sure you've never heard of us. But we all joined the underground, and I was captured. I had the honor to be interrogated by the head of the secret police himself. A monster called Colonel Ramon Zoya.
Zoya?
Interrogated. He slashed me across the face with his whip.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why, you've gone so pale. You look ill. Please, sit down. Could I get you something?
I don't know what came over me.
Well, you North Americans. This is so foreign to your experience.
I understand there's been another revolution down there.
Yes. The swine has been driven out. Some of the big ones have gone into hiding all over the world. But one by one, we smoke them out.
We?
We have justice teams. My own brother leads one, and day and night he seeks Zoya. Zoya murdered our father.
Dionis? I don't even remember that name.
But why would you remember?
A daughter mutilated, a father murdered. When I say I don't remember reading about it.
Oh, I'm sure even Zoya himself wouldn't remember. We were among hundreds of thousands, millions. In every country we are the nameless ones.
About that scar, they do wonders with plastic surgery these days.
Yes, I know. But I must continue to wear the scar to remind me that Ramon Zoya has not yet been brought to justice.
Oh? Is it possible, perhaps, he may be dead?
Well, we will only be convinced when someone has seen his dead body. And until that time, the hunt will continue. Oh, but why do we talk of such things? I am sure it has no real meaning for you.
She touched a nerve when she said, I'm sure even Zoya himself wouldn't remember. And it's tragically true. Zoya himself did forget all about her. The day, the hour, the minute after he slashed her face. And here we have Stanley Parker, a man with a present and future, but no past. Because that past, which belongs to Ramon Zoya, has been transformed. Can Stanley Parker survive him? I'll be back in just a few moments with Act 2. Colonel Ramon Zoya was a fanatic. He would torture and kill all who disagreed with him. Stanley Parker will faint at the sight, even the thought of blood. And yet, Zoya and Parker are one and the same human being. How is it possible? Why do you even ask? Consider what has already occurred in this, the age we live in. Is anything impossible?
Good evening, Professor Parker.
Oh, it's Mr. Chrysalis.
May I come in? Thank you.
Sit down. What can I do for you?
I'm here to sell you some more insurance.
Oh, but I really don't need any.
Oh, but you do. Suppose someone were hunting for you, and he started to come close.
Oh, but that's impossible. There's nothing of Ramon Zoya about me anymore. I spoke to a young lady just last week. She'd have a good reason to know Ramon Zoya, but she never...
Well, what if this lady, or her brother, or someone else, were to somehow unravel?
But I'm not Zoya. You know that. I'm someone else.
Precisely. You are a person who is unable to protect himself. Therefore, Metamorphosis will see to it that you are protected at all times.
But I don't need... Look, I dislike arguments.
Our fee is 10% of your annual salary.
Even if someone were to threaten me, I'm unable to kill.
You will not have to. We do it for you.
I will not be a party to any killing.
Nevertheless, we shall insist on our fee.
It's blackmail.
It's in your best interests. Now, about Miss Dionys. Campus gossip has it you see a great deal of her.
I feel drawn to her.
Do you have a feeling of guilt?
Yes.
But why? What has Stanley Parker to do with the deeds of Ramon Zoya? Is the butterfly to blame for the depredations of the worm?
Maybe it's more than that. Maybe I'm falling in love with her. Do I dare?
My boy, you are a brand new human being. You may dare anything.
Terrible case. But at least I come from a tropical country. What's your excuse?
I never got around to learning.
But I thought all North Americans knew how to skip.
Well, that's like saying all South Americans know how to tango.
They probably do.
Why are you laughing so much?
I'm having fun.
Are you?
Oh, it's been so many years since I could do something silly like this. Why, the last time I was out with a man, he was my group leader, and we walked arm in arm down San Sebastian Boulevard.
In Aragonia, the main street.
That's right, it is. But how would you know?
I've become interested in your country.
Why?
Because it's your country, and everything about you interests me.
We pretended we were lovers. Under my dress was an ammunition belt. Under his coat was a submachine gun. And that's why I feel so good right now. Just to be out with a handsome man, to be a woman again.
It was a great afternoon. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, why don't you come in? Perhaps I could find something for supper.
Oh, I wouldn't want you to go to any trouble.
Oh, well, you must tell me all about yourself, Stanley. Why are you afraid? Always afraid that you may cause someone trouble. I want to know everything about you.
There isn't much to tell.
Oh, there's a whole lifetime to tell. All right, now, into the kitchen and we'll see what's in the refrigerator. I'm a terrible housekeeper. Some eggs and...
You speak English perfectly.
Well, I was educated in the United States. I only returned home so I could fight against the junta.
Was that the only reason you returned?
Oh, I suppose I was an idealist.
You say was.
Well, not so much anymore.
Why?
Regardless of who's in power, somebody is going to be persecuted. That is the story of the world.
I know, but maybe
we should be trying to write a new ending to that story.
I would rather hear about your story.
My story?
Where were you born?
In the United States.
I know that, silly. Where?
Indianapolis.
You know, I went to college with a girl from Indianapolis. I visited her quite often. Her name was Helen Morrison. Did you know the Morrisons?
No, I don't believe so.
Where did you go to college?
Northern Institute of Technology.
But Helen Morrison married a boy from there. What was his name? I was maid of honor at the wedding. Can't remember his name. Walter Pierce. Did you know him?
No.
Anita.
Fernando! Oh, why didn't you tell me you were coming? Stanley, my brother, Fernando Dionis. Fernando, Stanley Parker.
How do you do?
Anita, where were you all afternoon?
Stanley and I were skating.
I hope you had a good time.
What's wrong?
Yes, you had a good time. Your cheeks are flushed, your eyes are sparkling. And Ramon Zoya is still alive.
I'm sorry.
We swore on our father's grave that we wouldn't rest until...
I know that.
And so what have you done today that has brought us closer to this moment?
Today I did something for me. Sit quietly. Let us all sit quietly. Stanley is someone who has become very dear to me, very close to me. And he will be your brother to help make up for the brother we lost. Stanley, can you say something to Fernando?
What can I say? I'm not a man of violence. You know that, Anita.
But that's why you should say something. Because the men of violence have nothing to say to us anymore.
Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. And let us leave it to him.
No.
You must.
Why?
Because it must all end somewhere. The violence, the destruction must end.
Yes? Shall I publish a notice? Run a worldwide advertisement to Colonel Ramon Zoya. Wherever you are safe, you are forgiven, rejoice. We would love to hear that.
Ramon Zoya is not laughing these days at anyone.
How would you know?
Is it beyond possibility that Zoya may have learned and that he has become someone else?
That monster can learn nothing. He has to be destroyed. And I know. I'm close to him.
How do you know?
Because we captured Martinez.
Juan Martinez, El Borracho.
How would you know Juan Martinez?
Because of me. Stanley has become an authority on our country.
Martinez was taken by my team. He was living in England. And he had the most fantastic cover. He was posing as an Englishman.
Posing?
More than that, passing. His face had been changed. His voice was different. He spoke English perfectly.
And still, you were able to get...
He talked before he died. He was always a bull of jelly. And he told the most fantastic yarn. He said there's an organization that specializes in changing people.
He said that?
Yes. It rearranges people completely.
But why would he say a thing like that?
To stall for time. Obviously, he was hoping to make a deal with us to save his life. He even named the organization.
He did?
Yes. Metamorphosis Incorporated.
Metamorphosis?
Far-fetched as it seemed. I wanted to let him talk more, but the others were hotheads. They killed him. But when I searched his desk, I found a check. He had just written it. Paid to the order of Metamorphosis $5,000.
And what else did you find out?
He was right. There is such an organization, and it can change people. You should see how it changed him. But I don't care how it changed Zoya. I'll find him too.
Hello?
Stanley, did I wake you?
No, Anita. I haven't gone to bed yet.
I called because I wanted to know if you're all right.
Oh, I'm fine.
I know you were quite uncomfortable this evening. Fernando can sound so bloodthirsty.
I understand, Fernando.
Oh, darling, you understand everyone, and that's why I love you. Oh, perhaps I shouldn't have said that.
I love you, too.
You are the most wonderful human being I ever met. Come see me tomorrow, promise?
Yes, darling. I promise.
Good night, my dear.
Good night.
Hello?
Fernando.
Good evening.
Fernando, what can I do for you?
You can tell me about metamorphosis? You know all about metamorphosis, don't you, Colonel Zoya?
He does know all about metamorphosis. But how does Fernando know that? The disguise was perfect. The cover was flawless. The personality change was complete. And yet, here we have Fernando, ready to pull the trigger. What could have gone wrong? What little detail was overlooked, if any? Why don't you try to solve it? And we can check each other out when I return in just a few moments with Act 3. If there's no such thing as the perfect crime, can there be such a thing as the perfect cover-up? Everything about Stanley Parker differs from Colonel Ramon Zoya. Appearance, language, personality. And yet, Fernando de Onís sees right through the disguise. He looks at Parker and perceives Zoya. Bearing out, of course, what we had said about perception at the very beginning of our story. But what has he perceived?
Why do you call me Ramon Zoya?
That's who you are. Do you deny it?
Yes.
I can prove it.
I am not Zoya now.
Yes, true. You were Zoya.
Yes.
The last time we confronted each other, you placed a pistol against my head. You remember?
I don't remember.
Don't lie.
I don't remember because there were so many of you. So many thousands of you. How can I remember?
Do you know how we found your friend Martinez? Through his fingerprints. Can you imagine? This metamorphosis makes such seemingly magical changes, but the fingerprints remain the same.
And you found me through my fingerprints?
Yes.
How?
It was a joke on my part. I carried the fingerprints of all of you, always, on the chance. Tonight I couldn't sleep. I said, Zoya will be completely different. He will be someone I would never suspect.
And what made you suspect me?
Nothing. I said to myself, who is the least likely person? Why, Stanley Parker. He is so obviously a Midwestern American. Oh, but Stanley is a zoologist. So was Zoya. And I was laughing to myself. It was so silly. I said, well, let us check the fingerprints just as an exercise. Yours were on a glass.
And what will you do with me?
Kill you.
Does Anita know?
She'll have to.
Why? You can have Zoya, but let her keep Parker, at least in her memory.
No, the whole world must know. Especially the scum who are still in hiding. Let them realize there is no escape.
You're not going to kill Ramon Zoya. He is already dead.
I listen to you. You know how? The way you listen to others. With deaf ears.
He died on an island long ago.
You will die here and now. Go ahead and pray.
And what's wrong with praying? It's the will of the Lord that I be found. I'm content. You may kill me.
I was hoping you would put up a fight. I would beg for your mercy.
That would make it easier for you, wouldn't it?
Or offer me a fortune the way Martinez did. How can you stand there quietly, as if you're judging me? What am I going to do with you?
What you set out to do. Kill me.
No, we didn't set out to kill. We wanted to bring you, all of you, to justice.
Then bring me to justice.
But you're not Zoya. Not anymore. Who am I bringing to justice? Allow me to solve your problem.
No, don't! You killed him.
Of course.
Why? Why did you kill him?
My dear boy, I have a very substantial investment to protect.
You didn't have to kill him?
In another minute, you'd have been weeping on each other's shoulder.
Why did you kill him?
Do you see now the value of an insurance policy? Come, we must dispose of his body.
What did the police say?
They said it was a hold-up, that he was robbed on the street.
It happened.
No, it was Zoya.
Zoya?
It can only mean Zoya felt Fernando was coming closer. It means Zoya must be here. Somewhere.
But how could Zoya be here?
Because Fernando is dead. Oh, Stanley. Stanley, please help me. You're all I have left in the world now. Say you'll help me. Say you'll help me find Zoya. Kill him. Promise.
I promise.
Well, what have you been doing with yourself lately, Mr. Parker?
Oh, what do you want?
I've had some disturbing reports about you.
Such as?
Such as drinking. Even as Zoya, you never
Join me?
Oh, no. Besides, we have a very serious matter to discuss. Anita Dionys.
What about Anita Dionys?
She'll destroy you.
That's a lie.
Look at yourself.
I stood by while you killed a man here in my home.
Well, that was necessary.
It was murder. And I'm as guilty as if I had pulled the trigger. I can't face her, and I can't face myself, and I don't know what to do.
The answer is not in the bottle.
There's no answer at all anywhere. I'm what you made me. Stanley Parker. Idealist, pacifist, lover of all mankind.
It's a delicate operation, as you know. And perhaps we went just a tiny bit too far.
How can you go too far?
Well, you can endow a man with too much love. We did that to you. We should make an adjustment. We'll have to teach you to accept killing.
No.
To understand the necessity for it. You will have to accept a certain fact of life.
What?
We shall have to kill Anita Dionys.
No, never.
She is about ready to uncover your identity.
What do you mean?
She's getting there. Slowly. Very soon she will discover that she must kill you. Before that happens, you must have your adjustment.
I don't know what it was. Perhaps it was all a bad dream. But it was like that first time with the electricity. The sharp, searing, exquisite pain. And certain thoughts were clashing in my brain. Ideas. This is not a perfect world. Man does what he must. The art of compromise. No laws are absolute. Morality is relative. And I don't know. Had I gone back to the island, or was it another bad dream? But there was an idea in my head. An idea. I knew I had to call Anita and ask her something. Ask her to go somewhere.
Anita?
Hello, stranger. Where have you been?
I've been busy. I was wondering, care to have a picnic lunch tomorrow? We can go into the country.
Yes,
What is it?
Stanley, I have some questions I'd like to ask you.
Oh? Such as?
It can wait till tomorrow. Stanley, I would like to ask you a question.
Yes?
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Stanley Parker.
Who is Stanley Parker?
Stanley Parker is a man who loves you very much and wants to marry you.
Trying to know you is like trying to hold quicksilver. You see, I checked up on you.
Oh? What made you do that?
I don't know. But there is no record of your being born in Indianapolis, Indiana.
I have a birth certificate.
But the record does not exist in their records, and there's no record of your having attended Northeastern Institute of Technology.
I have a diploma.
But the record does not exist at the school. Not a single teacher can remember you. Who are you?
Who do you think I am?
You are Zoya, aren't you?
Yes.
You know what I have to do now, don't you? I have to kill you.
But I've become someone else.
It's too late.
I'm Stanley Parker. You love me.
Oh, this has nothing to do with you and me. This concerns a monster named Zoya.
Do you mean you would shoot me, actually shoot me?
I am prepared.
I'm sorry to intervene at such a tender moment. You will please allow that pistol to fall to the ground, Miss Dionys? That's it. Splendid. Pick it up, Stanley. Very good. Now, unfortunately...
Do we have to kill her?
Oh, yes.
Look, we can let her go. We can make her promise.
Can we make you promise anything, Miss Dionys?
No.
But to kill...
Oh, come now. That's what we worked on these past few weeks.
Yes, but
First law of life. What is it?
Survival.
Say it again.
Survival.
The second great law of life.
Kill or be killed.
How does that square with the commandment, thou shalt not kill?
We here below are imperfect creatures.
You're 35 years old. You have more than half your life ahead of you. A beautiful, happy, productive life. Shall you throw it away for her?
No.
Then shoot her. It's your life or hers. You don't believe me? Ask her. Ask her.
Anita, is it true?
Yes. Your life or mine.
You'll have to kill her, Stanley.
Why me? Why not you?
Both of us will be guilty of the murder. Shall it make a difference which one pulls the trigger?
No.
Then you do it.
Anita, we could find a way. The past is dead.
No, it's alive. It has just been reborn. Metamorphosis. I see it happening. How strange. In reverse. Parker is becoming Zoya.
No. You can have certain ideals. You can have your life, but you cannot have both. You must give up one. Choose.
And now Parker is talking like Zoya.
Shoot her.
I am not talking like Zoya. I'm not.
Shoot her right now.
I can't. I can't.
I will.
No, you won't. You won't. You won't kill her. You won't kill anyone anymore. Anita, go away from here.
Not yet. He wounded you.
No. He killed me.
I'll get a doctor.
No.
I'll get a doctor.
No, I have to die. You know that, don't you?
I don't want you to die. Even if you were Zoya. Even if you were. You've become another person.
No, I'm still Zoya. You see, the real life, the long life, the working life is the caterpillar. The butterfly only lives a short day. The butterfly is only a dream. A caterpillar's dream.
I love you.
And I love you. And it's just as well that I die.
You're not Zoya. You're Stanley Parker.
Only for a little while. But you see, slowly, I was becoming Zoya once more. Because that's the only life I really know how to lead. The only life I ever wanted. Goodbye, Anita.
No.
Don't be sorry for me. Who else? What other human being has eaten the dust and tasted the sun? I have been both. The caterpillar and the butterfly.
How many lives do we have? Surely it would be hasty to say only one. The caterpillar has two. How many lives have you had? Or how many lives are you leading now? I only have one that I know of, and I'll be back to tell you how we might share an experience in just a few moments. People were killed in our story. But that wasn't what it was all about. It was about the chrysalis, the coffin with the golden nails, where the magical changes take place. And consider an ordinary, simple creature with nothing even faintly resembling our intelligence can create all that is dull to all that is beautiful. Why is that beyond man, who is the highest form of life? When, if at all, shall we ever learn to do that? Our cast included Howard Da Silva, Marion Seldes, Ralph Bell, and Christopher Tabori. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division and Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre.
WOR's Mystery Theater was brought to you tonight also in part by ShopRite Supermarkets, where you get a lot more for a little less.
Astrology that suggests the heavens are interested in individual destiny and phenomena that cannot be explained. We have finite minds, unable to penetrate the infinite. It is one of the phenomena we now explore. Standing in the cave, a handsome 28-year-old farmer has bought milk and eggs from the Paris dairy farm since he was a boy. He has just driven up to the old farmhouse and enters Sarah Paris.
Morning, Sarah. Sarah.
Hello? Oh, Stan. Well, come for your milk and eggs?
Yeah, and something else. Where's Kim?
In the cow barn supervising the milking.
Oh, can Carl and Ed handle that?
Oh, of course, they're old hands at it. But you know Kim.
Yeah, I ought to. We grew up together. Well, I'll walk down and see her.
You said you came for something else?
Yeah. I'm engaged to marry Lucy Trumbull.
No.
Hey, what kind of reaction is that? I'm not so bad, Sarah.
Oh, no. No, that's not what I meant. My goodness, you're handsome and you're a good farmer, Stan. Very good. No. What I meant was... Lucy Trumbull? That's stepping up in the world.
Sure is.
Mr. Trumbull's worth a mint.
And owns a mint. The Farmer's Bank.
Well, I'm happy for you, Stan. And the Trumbulls are a fine family. I just can't get over it.
Neither can I, Sarah. Just dumb luck, I guess. I'm crazy about Lucy, and, well, I guess she likes me.
Well, I wish you happiness, Stan. And Lucy, of course.
Thanks.
You'll sell your farm.
Oh, no.
But the Trumbull farm will be Lucy's one day.
Yeah, I suppose so, but after we're married, we'll live in my house and I'll farm my land. I'm marrying Lucy. Her family isn't going to absorb me, Sarah. Well, I want to see Kim and pick up the milk.
Dan, I'm going to ask a favor. Let me break the news to Kim.
But Kim is my best friend.
Please, Dan.
You don't want me to tell her?
Just let me. Best friend or not, this will be a surprise to her, as it was to me.
Well, of course it will be a surprise.
But maybe not all that joyous a surprise.
Hi, Mother. Say, anything the matter?
No. I've come for Stan's milk and eggs.
Is something the matter with him?
No, he's fine.
He sent you for the milk and eggs? He's never done.
Well, it was my idea, Kim. He wanted to see you, but I said let me break the news.
Well?
You've been good friends since you were children.
He's my best friend. I love him.
Of course, dear. As a friend. And just that. Nothing more, or more would have come of it.
Don't hedge, Mother. Is she leaving Perryville? Selling out?
No.
Well?
Kim, he's engaged to marry Lucy Trumbull.
Oh. I see.
And, he came to tell you? To tell us, Kim. I thought it better that I told you. Well, you can still be friends, Kim?
Of course.
I know it hurts. It hurts me.
Oh, why should it? We've been going together ever since I returned from Boston. As the newspapers might report, we were an item. Walked to church together. Went to dances together. Fishing. Range meetings. Suppers here and at his house. Like brother and sister. Right?
Don't be bitter, Kim.
Lucy Trumbull. A porcelain doll. A piece of bric-a-brac. Skis in Colorado and winters at a pool in Arizona. Well, he's welcome to her. Won't she make a wonderful farmer's wife, Mother?
Kim, please.
Oh, don't please me.
I must. Now, face it. Did Stan ever ask you to marry him?
Not in so many words, no.
Then you have to accept the fact that he's in love with Lucy Trumbull.
He's in love with her money. Stan must have more common sense than to be bewitched by that vapid, simpering nothing. He can't possibly love her. He loves me.
She respects me. Everyone respects you, Kim. You're a remarkable young woman. And I am very proud of you.
You won't have her.
Kim, don't say that.
I mean it. Stan McCabe isn't going to marry Lucy Trumbull. I won't have it.
Hi, Lucy.
Stan, you're positively glowing.
You know, Lucy, I just can't believe my luck.
I didn't expect to see you, Stan. I thought you were driving to Amherst.
Well, I'm on my way. I picked up our milk and eggs and told Sarah about it.
Oh?
Yeah, she wished us happiness.
And Kim?
Well, Sarah wanted to tell Kim herself.
Of course.
Of course? Well, why of course?
You don't know.
Oh, what's there to know, sweetheart? Kim's my best friend. I wanted to tell her myself.
I don't believe it. You still think of Kim as a best friend. Don't you know she's always been in love with you?
No, I don't believe it.
Well, it's true. Everyone knows it. Or has known it. Except you.
But I don't love Kim in that way, Lucy. You're the one I love.
Well, that makes me glow because I love you. But you've broken Kim's heart. Mrs. Patton knew that, and that's why she wanted to tell Kim instead of you telling her.
Well, I do my own thinking and feeling. What everyone else might think, my feelings are my own. And they're yours.
Are you sure?
Oh, come on, Lucy. Don't tell me you're not sure about how I feel about you.
I guess not.
Oh, well, there's a great answer. Well, I guess I'll be on my way.
Now you're angry.
Well, what, am I supposed to be happy? I ask you to marry me, and you and everyone else thinks Kim is in love with me, and I'm supposed to be in love with her. And Mrs. Paris wants to break the news to Kim, and then Mrs. Paris wonders how my mother and you will get along in my house.
Dan.
The next thing you'll tell me everyone, including your parents, thinks I'm marrying you because of the Trumbull money. Well, I wish everyone would mind their own business.
I didn't mean to get you upset, Sam.
Well, I am upset. Oh, look, I better go. Right now, I just want to be by myself.
Kim?
Come in, Mother. What is it?
Are you all right?
Of course I'm all right.
Kim, I wish I could do something. Maybe you should have a talk with Father Francis. He knows the ways of the heart.
He knows the ways of the church. Nothing more. Can you change what's happened, Mother?
He can bring you comfort.
Words. Just words.
Oh, child, don't say that. Our faith is what sustains us. Cling to faith and it will protect you and give you strength.
Strength for what? To accept Stan's engagement? It will be just like that simple Lucy Trumbull to ask me to be a bridesmaid. Well, I won't have it. I said that earlier, and I mean it.
Kim, don't talk nonsense. There's nothing you can do about it.
I think there is.
Please. For my sake.
Oh, don't worry, Mother. No harm will come to you. Oh, Stan, didn't you know? When we were 15, wasn't it understood? When we were away at college, wasn't the feeling there in our letters? Didn't I return from Boston when my father died because of my love for you? And now he is infatuated with a young woman who is only a pretty, empty face. How can it be? You have had questions before, and we have gone over them. I am your subconscious. I am able to expose hypocrisy wherever I find it. That has been a trait of your father's family for centuries. With it comes a power that sets you apart from others. Has it not given you your way with animals, with plants? I've tried to resist the trait. You are more than my subconscious. I have always known that unless I resisted that trait, I could become a disciple of the devil. Can you deny his everlasting presence? Mankind has two faces. One he shows to others,
The one he shows only to himself. The latter is his subconscious. In that dark side of the mind, men and women know the truth. Bind yourself to me, and you will have the power to work miracles. Bind myself to what? My subconscious? To those of us who work to enlist souls in the name of the fallen angel. I'm a disciple of Lucifer? Many women in your heritage have been such disciples. In Salem, they were tortured and put to death. Do not resist your gift. Satan's power is mighty, and those who follow him are mighty in their work. Well, I have the power to prevent this marriage. You will demonstrate your power immediately. When you awaken in the morning, you will effect a cure which will mystify your local doctor, confound the priest, and make Stanley McCabe wonder. Our powers are real. Go to sleep. You are committed. You have made your choice. You have fulfilled the obligations to your heritage. Sleep well, sister.
Just what have we here? A pact with the devil? Our theme seems to be witchcraft. Do not regard the subject lightly. It still exists. As recently as 1970, a woman in Arizona was suspended from her job for teaching witchcraft. In Lisbon, Portugal, a boy was told to have an operation to save his legs. His parents consulted a witch, and the operation did not have to be performed. More when I return with Act 2 shortly. We may no longer accept those figures of the devil with his long tail and huge bat-like wings. But belief in the devil and his witches still persists in the deep recesses of our subconscious. Luther's writings are filled with tales of his painful battles with supernatural friends. What is the trait that Kim has inherited? And that mention of Salem. Late in the afternoon the next day, Stanley McCabe is having tea with Father Francis Sims.
Stanley, like it or not, Lucy was right. Kim has always been in love with you. Are you really so obtuse you haven't known that?
Yes, but there are different kinds of love. I mean, Kim's about the finest young woman I've ever known. I love her for what she is, but I never thought about marrying her.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. She's always sort of, well, stood apart. We've always done things together, but it's been, well, like buddies. I never thought of Kim as
a woman.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
And then you found Lucy Trumbull.
That's right, and I fell in love with her.
Can you understand how Kim must feel now? Be honest with yourself.
Well, what can I do about it?
Nothing, I'm afraid. You should have warned her off long ago. Now you've made an enemy.
Kim? An enemy?
I think so. Lucy sensed it, and so do I. Have you heard what happened to Johnny Gilbert?
He didn't die.
No. He's been cured.
What? Johnny cured? But Doc Rutledge has been treating him for some kind of lesions for a long time. Lupus, something.
Yes, lupus erythematosus. It's usually a fatal systemic disease. Johnny has suffered severely, as you know.
Well, I thought it would be a blessing if he died. But you say he's cured?
So Dr. Rutledge told me.
The disease retrogressed suddenly?
Not at all. It disappeared in a day.
Well, how does the doctor explain it?
He can't.
Then it's a miracle.
It is, indeed. And that's what disturbs me. Kim Paris cured the boy.
Kim? How?
Early this morning, she visited Johnny. Kim told Mrs. Gilbert to go to our church and take a blessed church candle, melt it, and cover Johnny's body with it. Mrs. Gilbert thought Kim was mad, but she was so desperate that she did what Kim advised.
But that's witchcraft.
The fact remains, Johnny Gilbert has been cured.
Yes, but it's blasphemy.
So it seems to me.
No.
Now, calm down. Go softly. And listen to me, Stanley. Kim has always been pretty much alone. She does, as you said, stand apart. She is a superior woman. Can you explain why she has that gift with animals, with all God's creatures, great and small?
No, I can't.
Well, then consider this. Has Kim Paris made a pact with the devil?
Oh, that's absurd. The devil in this day?
I've been giving it a lot of thought, Stan. And I've thought a lot about Kim.
Why? Why? Because of her gift?
Oh, I've gone back further than that, Stanley. Her name.
Oh, you've lost me.
Paris. Does that mean anything to you?
No. It's a nice name, huh? Paris with 2 R's.
Back in 1692, there was living in Salem, Massachusetts, a West Indian slave named Tituba. Mr. Paris was a parson, and Tituba used to amuse Elizabeth Paris and her cousin Abigail with tricks and tales of the occult.
And Kim is a descendant of that family.
Yes. When Reverend Paris discovered what Tituba had been doing, the girls all named Tituba as the witch who'd been tormenting them. And the Salem witch hunt was on. By the time it ended, 7 men and 13 women had been executed.
No, but Tituba was the witch and not Elizabeth Paris.
That's right. But Elizabeth was an impressionable 9-year-old. Do you think that what Tituba did and said had no effect on the child? Or that Elizabeth didn't pass on to her children what she had learned and perhaps had begun to believe? The mystery and the appeal of the occult became part of the Paris heritage.
Well, that's stretching it pretty far, Father. To suspect Kim of being in league with the devil, to regard her as a witch?
That, please? All right, Mother.
Hello, Kim.
Father.
Now, I know it's supper time.
Oh, that's all right. Come in. It's Father Francis. I'll be right in. May I serve you something? Cup of tea? Wine?
No. Thank you. I'm staying only a few minutes. How are you, Kim?
I'm well, thank you. Well, how nice of you to drop in, Father Francis. How are you?
Fine, just fine. I won't interrupt your supper.
It's ready to be served at any time. Will you stay and eat with us?
Oh, another time, thank you. You're wondering why I dropped in without warning, so I'd better tell you. Hey, Kim, you got Dr. Rutledge and the village turned topsy-turvy.
Kim has?
You don't know, Sarah?
I'll tell you, Mother. I made a sick call this morning on Johnny Gilbert. Oh, that poor boy.
Oh, no longer, Sarah. He's been cured.
Cured? I suggested to Johnny's mother that she take a blessed candle from the church, melt it, and apply the tallow to Johnny's lesions. She did. It worked. Mrs. Gilbert came to me in the cherry orchard and told me so. She fell to her knees.
But it's a miracle.
That's exactly what Stan said when I told him.
But, Kim, how? I mean, you performed a miracle?
And it was that. How did you accomplish it, Kim? How did you know the cure to suggest?
It simply came to me. Johnny's cured. Isn't that enough?
But people will want to know. We'll have to tell them something.
Then tell them that there are forces in this universe
beyond their simple comprehension.
But not yours. Is that it, Kim?
To answer yes would be presumptuous, Father.
Since the world was created, good and evil have been opposing forces. The struggle for the souls of men and women is everlasting. God on the one hand, the devil on the other.
The devil? Father, we don't believe in a literal devil.
Kim, has he possessed your soul?
Father, how dare you?
It's all right, Mother. Father Francis is the shepherd of your flock, and he's concerned about a stray. That's all.
You think of yourself as a stray?
But don't you think so, Mother? The fields and the animals are my life. I have no friends. The future holds nothing for me, Mother. You see that, don't you?
There's no need to prolong this, Sarah. I have my answer.
I'll check on the supplement.
Kim, say goodnight to Father Francis.
May heaven protect you, Sarah, and may he save your daughter.
You frighten me, Father.
Dan, stop pacing. Please, sit down. Here, next to me, please.
All right. You're not concerned, Lucy?
No, I don't believe any part of it. Kim, a witch? Say the word and ask yourself if you believe it.
What about Johnny Gilbert?
Who knows? Kim's a member of the church. She got an idea that something from the church, a blessed candle, might have some power to help the boy. That's all. It did.
Yeah, but medically it makes no sense.
Who cares? Stan, I'm tired of talking about Kim. Let's drop it. Forget about her. Is that clear?
It sure is.
I hope so. You proposed to me, and we're going to be married, I think.
Well, of course we're going to be married.
Then let's think about that, sweetheart. We meet, and what do we talk about? Kim and her gift with animals. Kim and you as old fishing buddies. Kim, the intellectual, and now Kim, as of all things, a witch. I don't want to hear any more about your former girlfriend.
Oh, no, please, Lucy.
I mean it. Get her out of your system. I'm sick of the subject. When you do, come back. I'll be here, and maybe we'll pick up where we left off.
I saw the light in the church, Father. I wanted to talk with you. Yes, I came here to pray for the salvation of the soul of Kim Paris. I also prayed for guidance. Stanley, it was a mistake for you not to tell Kim about becoming engaged to Lucy Trumbull. Yes, but Father, I intended to, but Sarah asked me to let her tell Kim. Was that a mistake? If you'd taken Kim in your arms, and if she had forced herself to congratulate you, perhaps, even though her heart was breaking, she might have put aside any thoughts of revenge. Well, what can she do, Father? She's not crazy. She wouldn't harm me physically. I don't know what she might do. But what she did for Johnny Gilbert is an indication of a power she now possesses. You really believe this witch nonsense? It's not nonsense, Stan. Well, Lucy thinks it is. I just left her. Rather, she tossed me out. Lucy's fed up with my preoccupation with Kim. Can't you understand that? Sure, sort of, but... Well, if my engagements are shaking Kim badly, I feel that I have to stand by her. I can't abandon her now. Stan, the devil has possessed her soul. That's why I came here to pray. Well, what can I do, Father? I want this settled, and I want my life to return to normal. See her and talk with her. Tell her the kind of love you bear her. Help her to accept your decision. Maybe it's not too late to save her from herself.
Kim, where are you going? It's almost bedtime.
For a walk.
Kim, will you tell me the truth about Johnny Gilbert? I have nothing to tell. The priest thinks you've entered into a pact with the devil.
He's a simple-minded old man, Mother.
When I told you about the engagement, you said that Lucy will never have him. Do you still say that?
He will never have Lucy.
You will prevent the marriage?
Yes.
What will you have gained?
Satisfaction.
3 broken hearts instead of 1?
Mine will be healed.
And in exchange for this, you have entered into a vile pact with the forces of evil? Then let me tell you something, Kim. If you have brought the power of evil into our old farmhouse, I will excommunicate you. As much as I have loved you, as much as I know how badly you have been hurt, I won't have you here.
In medieval times, the devil was a real and active enemy who was blamed for mishaps or disasters. The devil was interested in all men, and like the gods of ancient myths, he continually interfered in human affairs. To Martin Luther and his contemporaries, the devil's greatest threat was his determination to capture human souls. That is what Father Francis fears for Kim Paris. He is convinced that she is a witch. We'll find out when I return with Act E shortly. Riding a broomstick at Halloween. It occurs on October 31st, which in the old Celtic calendar was the last day of the year. It was then that all the witches and warlocks held their wicked revels. Satan is still a believer, and that might explain why, through her subconscious, Kim Paris has given herself to the devil. It is the next morning. Sarah Paris opens the door of the farmhouse.
Oh, Lucy.
Good morning, Mrs. Paris.
Come in, Lucy.
I want to see Kim.
I don't think you should.
Why not? Because she might turn her evil eye on me? I can understand that Stan's engagement to me shocked and hurt Kim. But she's an educated woman, not an old hag who invokes a curse against him and me.
Lucy, I found it hard to believe, too. Until she said that Stan would never marry you. Then when Father Francis questioned her, Kim avoided the subject. But she did say that God was not the only force in the world. Last night, I told her to leave.
Move out? Leave Perryville? You? Your dairy farm would rapidly decline, Mrs. Paris.
If it has been successful because Kim's allied herself with the devil, I say let the farm decline.
You surprise me. I'm not surprised about Father Francis. He's an alarmist.
That's disrespectful, Lucy.
The reason I drove over Mrs. Paris was to speak with Kim and dispel these suspicions about her. I expect Kim and you to attend my marriage. You'll see. Both of you will come to your senses and the priest will be discredited.
Is that what you want?
What we need in our parish is a young, modern priest, not an old man who sees evil in every shadow and is haunted by legends from the Middle Ages. Kim? Hello, Lucy. How nice of you to stop by. How are you? Just fine. The question is, how are you? Fully recovered. I wish you happiness. Thank you. And you do mean that, don't you? I'll admit that I was startled and then angry. But that's behind me. When I thought about my reaction, I realized that there was no basis for it. If Stan had told me himself. But he didn't. I'm disappointed that he didn't tell me the news. Father Francis had convinced him that you're a witch. Oh, dear. That's what I say, Kim. I chuckle inside when I think of you flying through the sky on a broomstick, or stirring a cauldron filled with eye of moose and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. You remember your Macbeth. Kim, tell me about Johnny Gilbert. I can't explain it. What happened to me is that I had this bizarre dream or nightmare, and the tallow from the church candle cured Johnny. Who knows? I'm happy for the boy. But because of the cure, you've been marked as some kind of sorceress. Father Francis is doing. I'm trying to undo that, Kim. People get crazy sometimes. You don't want any harm to come to you. It won't. I assure you, it won't.
I came as quickly as I could, Stanley. Is Lucy still alive? Barely, Father. If Kim did this to her, I'll kill her. Take me to her room. Where are Mr. and Mrs. Truman? Well, he's alive. Before we go in, tell me about it, Stan. Well, Lucy called on Kim this morning. Lucy told me they had a fine talk. No resentment. It was friendly, and then when Lucy returned home, she felt faint, and her throat began to constrict. Mrs. Trumbull became alarmed, and so Dr. Rutledge placed Lucy in the hospital. Yes. What's his diagnosis? The test revealed nothing, but Lucy is having great difficulty breathing, like someone with severe asthma or something. She's under oxygen, but that hasn't helped much. It's as if some force had her by the throat. It's as if she's under a spell. She is. I'm convinced of it. Let's go in. All right. Poor child. Lucy. Her eyes are open, Father.
Dan? I'm dying.
Oh, no, it's okay. You won't die.
Did Kim?
Yes. Kim did this to you. Placed a curse on you.
A witch?
Yes. A woman possessed by the devil. He must be exorcised. Do not give in to this evil, Lucy. I love you, Lucy. I love you. Come, Stanley. We have a mission to carry out at once. Where's Kim, Sarah?
Why, Dan and Father Francis...
Sarah, Kim has placed a curse on Lucy Trumbull, and she's dying.
Oh, merciful heaven.
Where is your daughter, Sarah?
I don't know. She went out. I don't know where she went. She's wandering the fields, most likely.
We have to find her. She's a soul devoted to the devil. Only exorcism can save her.
Exorcism?
The devil has possessed her subconscious. Kim is his victim. Stay here, Sarah. We'll find her. You all right, Father? Weary, Stanley. Weary and distressed. We have to find her. But where? We scoured the field. Come on, Father. Let's try the barn. Father, is possession psychological? Oh, more than that. It goes back at least to 650 B.C. when a man asked the gods to free him from a tyrannical ghost who possessed his soul. And in 1614, Pope Paul V laid down a procedure in a rite entitled Rituale Romanum. Look, Father, the barn door slightly opened. Stop. There she is, Stanley. Oh, no. Look, writhing on the floor. I'll handle this, Stanley. I am Father Francis Sims, a priest. Who are you? Go away. You have filled this young woman with evil because you are evil. Who are you?
A fallen angel.
Who with selfish pride wanted to be like unto God.
We hate him. Go away.
This is a crucifix. Exorciso te immundi spiritus. I exorcise thee, thou unclean spirit.
No, take that away from me.
And this is holy water. And with it...
No!
That is all contorted. And this is a rosary that I place in your hands. Why did you take possession of this innocent young woman?
Satan ordered me to, and I have obeyed him.
Why did he select Kim Paris?
He has always been alone and rejected, an outcast. She belongs to us.
I cast thee out, most unclean spirit. I cast thee out as a servant of God. Exi ab ea. Leave her. I hold superior power. I take her hand, and in it I place the sign of the cross. Leave. She's collapsed, Father. Carry her into the house, Stanley. Is she all right? I don't know. We've wrestled for her soul. I hope we've won.
Oh, Father.
No. Kim's pact with the forces of evil have been broken.
My daughter possessed of the devil.
We have to be as vigilant about our souls as we are about our freedom, Sarah. Kim has been alone for years. Ever since she came home from Boston, she has been a recluse. She brooded. That kind of introverted mind is where the devil sows his seeds.
Father, in this day and age, I can't believe it. I really can't.
We have witnessed it. Stay with her, Sarah. If she awakens, calm her. Make no accusations. I have to return to the hospital.
Oh, my dearest Kim. How could this have happened to you? Your hatred led you to invoke the terrible power of an evil, revenging fiend.
Mother?
Oh, yes, my dear.
What happened to me? Why am I here? You told us to leave.
You've been very ill.
Ill?
It's all right, Kim. Rest.
Lucy?
I feel as if a weight had been lifted from my chest and my throat is beginning to relax. What happened to me?
Kim happened to you, Lucy. Father Francis exorcised her.
He exorcised her?
I know that you thought I was being an alarmist, Lucy.
Father Francis became convinced that Kim was possessed, that she had made a pact with the devil.
I simply won't believe that.
It's true, Lucy. Less than 2 hours ago, you were dying. Kim's exorcism drove the devil's possession out of her, and the spell she cast on you was broken.
You believe that, Stan?
I do. I saw her change before my eyes from a mad woman to a crumpled, pitiful child. I carried her home and we put her to bed. I'm so grateful you're better, Lucy. Forgive me, but I have to go back to Kim.
I see. Kim. She has possessed you, hasn't she?
Lucy, I can't turn away from her.
Of course.
I'll be here first thing in the morning.
I've lost him, Father.
Kim?
Stan?
How are you?
I don't know. Is Lucy all right? Mother told me she was dying.
She was, but Father Francis broke the spell.
Spell?
We won't talk about it. I'm sorry I hurt you so deeply, Kim.
Oh, that's behind us. I wish you both well. And if you invite Mother and me, we'll happily attend your wedding.
It can't take place without you there.
What? I don't understand you, Stan.
You will, Kim. You will.
An unexpected ending, but a satisfactory one. We have done, then, with the witch and witchcraft. But let me remind you of this, even today. Whether you view it in terms of religion or psychology, belief in possession and exorcism remains undeniably powerful. The belief is buried deep inside us. History supports with facts what is more than legend. I will be back shortly. Bertrand Russell wrote, and I quote him, "To understand witchcraft, we must descend into the darkness and the deepest oceans of the mind. There we probe a bizarre and barbarous chapter in human history, and an examination that even now cannot be explained adequately by modern scholars. Belief in witchcraft led to agonizing deaths of an estimated 200,000 persons, mostly women. With that, I close. Our cast included Paul Hecht, Diane Kirkwood, Terry Keane, Court Benson, and Mary Negro. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next.
Is KSFO News. Good evening. I'm Aaron Edwards. The House tonight narrowly approved a crucial stopgap government funding measure containing a $5.4 billion emergency jobs program and a $9,100 pay raise for members of Congress. The Senate tonight defeated a Democratic jobs amendment to the Reagan administration's nickel-a-gallon gas tax hike. It would have added about $5 billion to the highway bill's price tag. In San Jose, a juvenile court judge has found that 3 elementary school boys did try to lynch a classmate, a ruling that could pave the way for incarceration of the youths. Daly City police report they've arrested the woman suspected of killing a Montgomery Ward saleswoman on Sunday at Serramonte Center. Daly City detectives, with the help of Oakland police, apprehended 34-year-old Alicia Villamor Pinuela in the Oakland flat of a friend. Detectives were led to Pinuela through documents they seized in a search of her home on the night of the murder of Marty Whitbeck, who worked as a Montgomery Ward sales clerk. And when guards asked Whitbeck to escort Pinuela to the restroom, they waited about 15 minutes. Then they went in and found Whitbeck's body in a pool of blood on the restroom floor. Police in San Jose say that the husband of a woman who almost died from a cyanide-laced Anacin 3 capsule say that he will not be taking a lie detector test. William Daguman, a 24-year-old self-styled San Francisco street preacher, has been ordered to stand trial for the murder of 2 small children he allegedly hit with his car at a Hunters Point intersection in September. Police say the incident occurred after Daguman became angry when neighborhood residents taunted him for his religious preaching. Legislation seeking to reverse a new state ban on lawsuits concerning noise levels at San Francisco International Airport was introduced today in the State Assembly. That bill would reinstate the rights of residents living near the airport to sue the facility over noise levels. The new law affects residents living from Burlingame to Daly City who have filed nearly 450 claims complaining about airplane takeoffs and landings disturbing their nerves as well as their television reception. KSFO Sports reports Forward Purvis Short made 33 points, and guard World Free added 23 more to take the Golden State Warriors to a 122-113 victory over the Dallas Mavericks in an NBA game tonight in Oakland. All-star third baseman George Brett is pressing the Kansas City Royals for a lifetime contract, and he's threatening to stay away from spring training unless the Royals honor his request or trade him. I'm Aaron Edwards. That is KSFO News. The Bay Area will have increasing clouds tonight, mostly cloudy tomorrow, a chance of rain tomorrow and tomorrow night, and with periods of rain through Thursday. The lows tonight will be in the 40s, the highs tomorrow into the 50s.
Come in. Welcome. Welcome to Mystery Theater. I am Hyman Brown, your special envoy from a wild and weird country that exists way down, deep in your very own imagination. To many people, especially city dwellers, grass is something to smoke, or perhaps something that has keep-off signs on it. The fact is, grass is the foundation of life as we know it. All the greens we eat are grasses. All of the meat we eat is nothing more than grasses transformed. In many ways, the quality of our existence depends on the quality of our grass, which means that those who can change that quality, for better or worse, literally hold our lives in their hands.
All we need is your confession.
I didn't kill him.
You swore you were going there to shoot him.
I know, but...
You did go there.
Yes.
You confronted him.
I did.
The gun. Now, this is the gun that fired the bullet. Can you identify it?
I already have. It's mine. I don't deny it. I tell you, I didn't kill him.
Just look at all the evidence.
I don't care about the evidence. I know I didn't kill him.
Our mystery drama, Snake in the Grass, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Sandy Dennis. I'll be back shortly with Act 1. Her name is Augusta Sanderson. She's 36 years old, and while there are those who say she has never been kissed, we cannot vouch for the complete accuracy of that statement. What does she do? She's an agriculturalist. An unusual occupation for a woman? Well, don't say that. We live in liberated times. You'd be surprised at the things women can do. You might venture to inquire why they want to do them, but that's another story. Our story begins in a quiet university town in the Northwest.
Hey, ma'am.
I'll thank you not to patronize me.
Well, all I said was...
I'll thank you not to call me ma'am. Ma'am is short for madam, and I am neither the mistress of a household nor the keeper of a brothel.
Well, I only wanted to say hello and welcome to Pete's for 25 years, an oasis for the thirsty.
I have a B.A., an M.A., and a Ph.D. I hold the rank of full professor at the School of Agriculture. I don't have to be addressed as ma'am, as if I were some fragile Victorian lady.
Well, how's Doc? Or, Prof?
Now, I intend to become extremely inebriated.
Oh?
And it's just as well that I don't make a spectacle of myself. Let me have a...
What?
I don't know. Tell me, what's best to make you forget?
Well, nothing can ever really make you forget.
Very well. What is good for building courage?
Again, nothing.
That's not what I hear.
Well, it's true. You get maybe the illusion of courage, but not the real thing.
Well, dispenser of illusions, pour one for me.
Oh, you must be the lady prof at the ag school, huh?
The lady prof at the ag school.
You know Dr. Howells?
Do I know Dr. Howells?
Yeah, I was reading about him in the paper.
Let me tell you how well I know Dr. Howells.
Wasn't that a terrific thing he discovered?
I know Eugene Everett Howells well enough to kill him.
His new feed grass will mean that millions of starving people... What'd you say?
I said I intend to kill him.
Yeah, well,
All I need is the courage, or the illusion of it, and I'm feeling bolder every minute.
Yeah, look, don't you think you better...
Don't I think I'd better what, go home?
Stop talking foolishly.
But I have every right to talk foolishly. You know why? Because I've been a fool all my life.
Yeah, well, I'll get somebody to take you home.
The article in the paper said that Dr. Howells created the new feed grass. He didn't do it.
He didn't?
No, I did.
You did. Okay.
I mean it. I really mean it. It's mine.
Oh, sure.
You see, you don't believe it.
Well,
In the Himalayan regions in Asia, the terrain, the climate, is almost like what we have here.
Yeah, well, look,
No, you have to follow this. They have an economy, an agricultural economy that's based on goats.
Goats, yeah.
Goats. The goats are actually sacred. The soil is calcareous like ours, and a red clover grows there. But it's deficient in proteins and nitrogens.
You know what you need? A nice cup of coffee.
Now, I have been developing a species highly nutritious of purple clover. It would practically double the output of milk.
Is that a fact?
Think of how many lives this will save.
That's really great, you know?
It could have been the supreme achievement of my career. It could have meant a Nobel Prize, perhaps. Now there's talk of Dr. Howells winning it. It isn't fair. It's mine. Don't you understand? It's my grass. I created it. It's mine. Tell me, for doing that to me, for taking it from me, isn't that enough to justify my killing him?
I tell you what you ought to do, Prof. You ought to go home and sleep on it.
You don't believe me. You believe because I'm a woman I'm incapable of scientific achievement.
Oh, that's not so. There's a whole lot of lady scientists.
Thank you, Pete. Is that your name, Pete? Thank you.
What for?
For listening to me.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
And I see now. How clearly I see it now. If my life is to have any meaning at all, I must kill him.
Yeah, well, it's really getting late. You'll see. You'll feel better in the morning.
I feel better already. I'm strangely at peace with myself. I'm quite contented. You've made me see it. His death will rid me of all my demons.
Now, you really don't want to kill anyone. You're a lady.
Good night, Pete. You're a gentleman.
Yeah, well, look, James, well, she's got to be crazy. But what if she ain't crazy? Maybe I better... I don't know. If I tell a story like this, won't they think I'm nuts?
Lieutenant Novak. Hello. This is Lieutenant Novak. Hello. Who's on the other end of this?
Oh, no, not him. Of all the cops who could have answered that phone, definitely not Novak.
Someone's at the door. Just a minute! Oh, who could be ringing the bell at this hour? It's noon. How could I have slept till noon? Just a minute! I'll get on my... Just a minute! How could I have slept so late? Who is it?
Police.
Police? Why would...
Dr. Augustus Sanderson?
Yes.
I'm Police Lieutenant Novak. May I come in?
Well, yes. Why?
You are Augustus Sanderson?
I am.
Miss Sanderson, you're under arrest.
What are you saying?
The charge is suspicion of murder.
Murder? Whose murder?
Dr. Eugene Everett Howe.
Oh, but you're making
I must inform you of your constitutional right.
But I didn't kill him.
Anything you say may be used against you.
Please, you can't be serious. Are you saying Gene Howells is dead?
That's right.
But why do you insist that I...
You said that you would kill him.
But I was only...
You're only one. Now, Professor Sanderson, you insisted to Pete Grimes at the Oasis Bar and Grill last night that you...
I was feeling very unhappy, and there are times when you say things you shouldn't.
You had a motive.
Motive?
Didn't you say that he has robbed you of a discovery?
Oh, that.
Yes, that. A discovery you considered great enough to make you eligible for the Nobel Prize?
He didn't exactly rob me.
No?
No, I gave it to him. I had to. Otherwise, well, it wouldn't be used, so I said, take it. It might as well be yours.
Why did you give it to him?
Because they wouldn't take it from me, from a woman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In that part of Asia, women are considered, well, not exactly unclean, but it's hard for you as an American to visualize this. But the fact of my being a woman would make the grass defiled, unfit for the goats, which are holy animals.
According to the way you told the story to Pete last night, Howells robbed you of the credit.
He did, but I had no choice. If I was to save millions of lives, I would have to sacrifice my own vanity and say to Jean, let it be known as yours. But afterward, when I saw how Howells was preening himself...
You killed him?
No.
You left Pete's Oasis at 9 p.m. The coroner places the time of death at midnight. Where were you at midnight?
Here, right here.
Can anyone support that statement?
Well, no.
According to Mr. Pete Grimes, you were acting somewhat strangely.
You could say that, yes, but I didn't kill him.
You went directly home after you left Pete's Oasis at 9 p.m.?
Yes.
The ballistics lab has established that Dr. Howells was killed by a .22 caliber bullet. You own a gun?
Yes. Yes, I have a .22 caliber revolver, which I carry sometimes when I am in the field, especially when the snakes are shedding.
May I see it?
You see, snakes are very nervous when they shed.
The pistol, please.
And they strike at shadows.
Thank you. This gun's been fired recently.
Oh, no, not in months.
Well, you can smell it. You can see the fouling. Here. 5 live cartridges and 1 empty shell.
But I haven't used... The gun should be empty.
The lab will determine whether or not this is the gun, but...
But what? I put the gun away. I didn't even have any bullets I was supposed to buy.
I see the shoes you were wearing last night.
Why?
May I?
What will my shoes show you?
Dr. Howells is having a sidewalk repaired. There's dirt and mud in front of his doorstep. We have a mold of shoe prints. I'm sure these shoes will fit them.
But
There's dried mud on these shoes, too, Professor.
I can explain that.
Can you?
I was angry, so I went to his house after I left the Oasis.
But you said you went directly home.
I know I did. I know. I just thought that it might be embarrassing if I admitted nothing happened. I just saw him briefly, and I left and came here.
Professor, there are people who get themselves into a highly agitated state. Then they commit a crime. A serious crime like murder. And afterwards they forget all about it.
I am incapable of killing. I am not a murderer.
Well, what you're saying is you never killed anyone before. That's who the majority of murderers are.
But I know who I am and what I believe.
Well, that's why you made sure you'd be caught and punished, because you were brought up to believe no one should get away with murder.
But I didn't.
Now, first you were sure to make a public announcement.
I wasn't making any... I was overwrought.
You were sure to state that you had a powerful
That
motive.
doesn't prove...
Third, you used your own gun.
Why do you insist?
4th, you must have been aware of the fact that you were leaving shoe marks in the dirt. Why didn't you avoid doing that? Why couldn't you at least wipe off the mud? Now, you just think about it.
Detective, I don't know what to say.
Well, did she or didn't she? Even she doesn't know for sure. The blacking out of unpleasant memories is by no means a rare occurrence in our culture. Well, let's give her an opportunity to collect her thoughts and see what, if anything, she can come up with in Act 2. They say the wish is the father of the deed, which is why we have inhibitions. No? After all, if every time you felt like killing someone, you did it, who among us would be out of jail? And so here we have Augustus Sanderson, Ph.D., a knowledgeable professor of agriculture, about to be booked on a charge of homicide. Talk about still waters running deep. Here is a quiet brook which apparently has no bottom.
What are you going to do with me, Lieutenant Novak?
Take you in, book you.
Lieutenant, please, give me a chance to think.
Oh, that's not my job.
But I have to get my thoughts together, and how can I think in jail?
I'm sure you'll get out on bond.
But I'll be a different person. I'll stand accused of murder. People will look at me in a different way. I'll even look at myself differently. Please, help me.
How?
Help me think it through, from the beginning. Someone killed Gene Howells. If I didn't kill him, who did?
Look, Professor...
I need your help. The help of an experienced professional
That's
detective.
not my job.
And once you arrest me, you'll be through with me.
I already arrested you. I even told you your rights.
I know. You said I had the right to counsel. Well, you're my counsel.
I'm not a lawyer.
A counselor is one who advises. Now, please listen and advise me. Who else could have killed Gene Howells?
Who else had a motive?
Let me explain that to you.
Now, we're wasting time.
You never waste time. You only waste effort. Arrest me and you'll get further away from the truth.
Well, what is the truth?
What did happen? What is the chain of events that led you to my door? The first link. Among the exchange students at the university is the crown prince of a protectorate located high in the Himalayan mountains. In Asia.
I know where the Himalayan mountains are.
And it occurred to me that I could help the prince to help his countrymen, who are mostly poverty-stricken herdsmen. And so, you see, Prince Lutov...
Oh, you must call me Shorty.
Ah, Shorty.
It is a fabulous joke. You see, I am 6 feet tall. None of my countrymen grow that high. You see, my brother Ali here is barely 5 feet. That is average for our country. Small people with small bones.
That's why I'm here, Prince, because your countrymen do not grow.
Fabulous! You hear that, Ali? A lady professor, a Shahiba, visits us because our country people are small.
There is great wisdom in this country, magnificent one, which is why we are...
Ali, in public, even you must call me Shorty.
The staple food of your people is milk, goat's milk.
The sacred goats of Kandar.
But the milk is scanty and significantly low in protein.
The milk is sacred. What the Sahiba says is blasphemy.
The problem can be solved by introducing a new kind of pasturage, a new clover which I have developed, one that contains more nutrients, one that will double the output of milk.
Fabulous!
We would have to arrange for proper plowing and seeding.
His Magnificence wishes to thank you. You will be informed of his decision in due time.
Yeah, but Ali, what
Just
is there
because you are not at home, Magnificent Shorty, does not mean you may act without meditation or counsel.
He's right, Professor. He's always right. He may be my younger brother, but he has the brains in our family. We will communicate with you in due time.
I didn't know what to think. Here, I was offering these people a way to save millions of lives. And how could they be so cavalier about it? And would you believe, a week later, I received a note from Ali.
Dear Professor Sanderson, after considerable meditation and prayer for guidance, His Magnificence, the Crown Prince Ludov, has determined that your estimable project is not practical at this time.
Why is it impractical?
Sahiba, it is impractical because you are a woman.
What does that have
And because you are a woman, you are impure.
Really? In what way?
In our country, you would not be permitted to come in contact with the goats of Kandar, which are sacred beasts.
But I'll have nothing to do with your goats.
You will have provided them with food. The people will ask, this new grass, from whence does it come? And the answer, it is the creation of a woman. We shall have civil war.
No one has to know.
It will come out.
How?
It will be a major news event hailed all over the world. Many of our people read.
You mean they would rather starve than accept food created by a woman?
Madam, this is our religion. It is not to be mocked.
Forgive me.
Now, we appreciate your concern, Professor, but we must analyze the entire problem. Your new grass may save thousands from hunger, but cause just as many to die in riots.
Is this being turned down because I am a woman? Is that the only reason?
Yes. His magnificent Shorty has no choice.
Well, then, perhaps there is something I can do.
What are you saying, Augusta?
Jean, this is your discovery.
But, that's not right.
I've agonized over this thing. What am I supposed to do? Let people starve because of their prejudices? And what right have I to call them prejudices? Those are devoutly held beliefs.
But this grass, this thick purple clover, I didn't know it could be developed.
I didn't either.
Well, how did the idea occur to you?
Perhaps it was supposed to occur to me.
Well, now, what does that mean?
Oh, anything you'd like it to mean.
Augusta, I'm afraid to take the credit.
Afraid?
Yeah, I'm afraid of what it might do to me. This will be hailed, you know that, don't you?
Yes.
It will earn its discoverer recognition, awards. How will I react? How will my personality change? I've always been content to do my work quietly.
We're talking about life or death for hundreds of thousands, millions of people.
And how will you change, Augusta? You'll see me regarded as a savior. What will it do to you? You'll start to hate me.
I could never hate you, Gene.
It isn't right. You've been struggling with this discovery for so long. You're going to regret it.
I'll think of all the children who'll have a chance to live. I'll regret nothing.
I'll regret it.
I thought and thought. There's no other way.
So you finally convinced Dr. Howells to become a hero. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
It's very noble of you. Very self-sacrificing. So why did you accuse him of stealing everything in Pete's Oasis?
Because Gene was right. He started to believe after a little while that the clover was actually his. It was supposed to be kept secret till we were ready for planting. But he let out a word here and there. And, well, compliments, praise, poured in. He started to preen himself.
And that's when you found out you were human, after all.
Yes.
And you gave up without a fight.
I'm not a fighter. I think it's more important for the grass to grow.
Now, I have to repeat this vital question, Professor. Why give the credit to Dr. Howells?
Because he is an authority on agriculture.
Yes, sure, but is he the only one?
Well, no.
The fact is, you could have given it to any number of people, isn't that true?
Yes.
All right, why Howells? All right, I'll tell you why. You're in love with him.
That's
what? That's either true or false. You see, I listened to every word you said. Not only to the words, but to how you said them. I could never hate you, Gene. There's a tone in your voice when you say his name. That's funny, you call him Gene, he calls you Augusta. It's kind of formal, isn't it?
Everyone calls me Augusta.
But as far as you're concerned, Dr. Howells wasn't everyone.
I admit, I confess, perhaps, why shouldn't I have felt that I was in love with him? We certainly had similar interests.
And so you gave him this grass discovery, hoping somehow that he might respond to you.
That's not true.
It isn't, huh?
I gave him the credit because of the starving people.
Sure, and also because he might feel he owed you something. Like a proposal of marriage.
That's a lie.
Only you know that for sure. All right, maybe it wasn't so cut and dried. Few things are, but there was an element of give and take, wasn't there?
Yes.
But your generosity didn't change the nature of your relationship with Howells, did it?
No.
It was still friendship, at best, wasn't it?
Yes.
And that's what really infuriated you, wasn't it?
No.
You were, as they say in the books, the woman spurned.
Please believe me, I didn't kill him.
I'm afraid we have to go.
Where?
To police headquarters.
But I'm innocent.
Professor Sanderson, I admire you. You're a woman who worked hard against a lot of odds to get where you are. On the way, you must have missed out on many things.
Please, I am telling you I am innocent.
There was something between you and Howell.
No.
Well, what did happen? You're giving me a story about some purple grass, some Asiatic prince. Some deal you made to give Howells the credit for something. Now, how do I know any of it is true?
What are you saying?
This business about the grass, all I've got is your word for it.
I tell you it's true.
Well, all right. There's only one way to find out. Isn't there?
Yes? How may I help you?
Prince, Your Highness.
Shorty. You must call me Shorty.
I'm a police detective, as I believe this gentleman has told you.
Oh, yes. My brother Ali informed me. It's fabulous.
You know this lady?
This lady?
Of course, they know me.
Ali, is this charming lady familiar?
No.
You must remember me. I was here to tell you all about my new grass.
Grass? Ali, what would we have to do with grass?
We have never seen this lady before in our lives.
Oh, it is a pity, because she is a most charming lady.
We spoke about the goats, the sacred goats of Kandar, and you said because I was a woman, I was impure.
Oh, that is impossible. Why should we insult you?
I told you the discovery would belong to Dr. Howells, and you said in that case you would accept it.
Ali, do we know Dr. Howell?
No.
But I was here. We spoke.
Professor, it's time we were leaving.
Ever get the feeling that everybody around you is crazy and that you are the only sane, sensible person in the room or even the world? Well, if you ever did, you are in a perfect position to appreciate what is going on inside Professor Augustus Sanderson this very moment. Well, we still have the third act, and usually we manage to sort these things out. What do you do when you are accused of murder? I suppose you admit it if it's true and deny it if it's false. But suppose you are not sure of the answer. Suppose the charge could be true or false. Suppose you reach that point where you just don't know. Is such a state of affairs possible?
But I was here. I spoke to you both.
Oh, would we forget so delightful a lady as you?
The Sahiba is mistaken.
I can't be.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry we bothered you.
Oh, it was no bother. Just think, Ali. When we return home, we can say we had a visit from a real American detective. Oh, fabulous.
Professor, I'm sorry, Professor Sanderson. The train has come to the end of the line. Last stop. All out.
What does one bring to a jail?
Well, a toothbrush, a change of clothes. Like I say, you've got a good chance of being out on bond.
Thank you. Lieutenant Novak, I can prove that I gave the credit for the discovery to Dr. Howells.
Well, suppose you did.
Then that would prove that those two are lying.
No, it will only prove that you gave the discovery to Dr. Howells for reasons of your own.
What reasons would I have?
Personal reasons. And that's why you killed him.
I still say I didn't do it.
Well, if that's your story, stick to it.
I didn't. Someone stole my revolver.
Professor, you'll have to convince a jury.
You don't believe it.
What I believe right now doesn't matter at all. Now just pack a small bag.
Ali?
Yes, Magnificence.
Tell me, little brother, why did we have to engage in that charade with the police detective?
I thought it would be instructive.
Instructive?
Why have we come to this most democratic of all countries? You were the one who insisted.
I know. I wanted to live like an ordinary, common member of the people.
A desire I could never understand. Well, the common people, whether they be ignorant shepherds or sophisticated Americans, act alike as far as the police are concerned.
Is that true?
When questioned by police, the common people in America do exactly as our people do. But they have a most picturesque phrase for it. They clam up.
Clam up. How beautifully descriptive.
In both countries, one simply does not become involved with the police. And so, when I heard there was an officer at the door, I decided to act in our best interests. Who knows where a thing like this could lead?
Clam up.
It is, after all, my duty to advise you.
Fabulous.
Are you ready, Professor? As I said, you don't have to pack too much.
Lieutenant, Lutoff and his brother Ali were lying.
It's all in the hands of the jury now.
Don't say that.
Well, what do you want me to say? Look, I want you to know something. I like you.
Please don't.
Don't what?
Don't say meaningless words in an attempt to make me feel better.
I like you. Because you're a woman who's smart. Who's good looking.
If you really liked me, you'd listen to my story.
Because I like you, I'm advising you to change it. You want to beat this, don't you? Tell the truth. The truth is always the best defense, no matter how bleak it looks. The jury responds to the truth. They feel it. They respect you for it.
But I am telling the truth.
No. It was a lover's quarrel. Now have your lawyer get women on the jury. They eat that up.
If you're going to arrest me, get it over with.
Okay, I just wish you'd listen.
The truth is, someone came here, stole my gun. My gun, you have it. I want a receipt for it.
You'll get it. It'll be an exhibit at the trial. 122 caliber revolver. 5 cartridges. 1 empty shell.
I don't care about those. They don't belong to me. I wouldn't keep a loaded gun in the house. I don't even have any bullets, I told you. Why can't you believe me?
Because if I believed you, I'd have to believe in Santa Claus. And furthermore... Hey, maybe I do.
What?
Shh. These cartridges, they're not American-made. Look at what it says on the rim of each cartridge. Here. Where the manufacturer has his name. That's not American writing.
Those letters, it's a different alphabet. They could be Hindi.
Foreign shells. Made in India. Nobody sells them around here.
It was the younger brother, Ali.
Hold it.
I know why it was Ali. Let me tell you, from the very beginning, he was the one who was opposed to the...
Now, hold it a minute. This is Lieutenant Novak. I need something in a hurry. You got that Crown Prince going to the college and his brother? All right, get the phone number. Call him. Say it's a routine annual inquiry about guns. Ask if he has one, and what kind. All right, call me right back at this number. 227-8308. Yeah.
The bullets have to belong to Ali.
Only if he has a .22 of his own.
It was Ali, I know it.
How can you be so sure?
He came here, he stole my gun, but it was empty. It was nighttime, the stores are closed. Where can he buy bullets? He can't, so he goes home, he gets his own.
He would only have those bullets if he owns a .22.
He has to, he must. It's the only thing that makes sense.
All right. Even if we can prove these are his cartridges, you know what he can say? He can say you stole them.
Why would I?
Because you're trying to construct a case against him. And you are.
I just know he killed Jean Howells.
Let's examine your whole story. They won't take the grass seed from you because you're a woman. All right, fine. You give it to Dr. Howells. Now, what's the objection?
The objection?
Now, it's plain sailing, isn't it? Plant the new grass, feed all the hungry people? What's wrong?
Allie. It's Allie. When I saw Gene Howells last night, he was terribly depressed and very frightened.
Lieutenant Novak. Yeah. Oh, he does. Okay. Prince Allie has a .22 pistol registered in his name.
Which means these are his bullets.
You said Dr. Howells was depressed? Why?
Why? Let me think. I was so angry and upset when I went to see him. I know I went in there hating him, and I left feeling sorry for him.
But you haven't told me why.
What did he say to me? Let me try to remember exactly what he said to me.
I wish I'd never heard of that Clover of yours.
Really? The last time I read the papers, it was that Clover of yours.
It's mine only because that's how you'd have it. I told you this would happen. You'd have second thoughts, and I'd have a guilty conscience.
I'm sorry. It is all my fault.
And it may have been all for nothing.
Why?
They don't want the grass. They didn't realize it was purple in color.
Oh, what's wrong with purple?
Allie explained it. Purple is an unlucky color, and so the time wasn't right. But perhaps in the future...
What was supposed to happen in the future? If purple is unlucky, it will always be unlucky.
I became angry. I told Allie somehow I would let his people know about this grass and how badly they need it.
And what was his answer?
Nothing. He looked at me. Just looked. With those funny eyes. Well, you think they're funny, but they can be frightening. Augusta, why did you have to tempt me with this?
Please, Gene, try to be calm.
It's going to end badly, I know it.
We tried. They won't take our help. This is all we can do. Prince Lutoff was willing to go along. And it was Allie who raised the objection, and when that objection was removed, it was Allie who found a new one, the color.
Well, why would Allie want his people to go on starving?
Because... Wait. Gene said Allie had told him that the time wasn't ripe. Perhaps in the future. When it could do Allie himself some good.
Are you saying Allie has ideas of his own?
If Prince Lutoff is overthrown, and he could be, if the people get hungry enough...
Does Allie get the top spot then?
And then, as the new ruler, Allie can claim heaven showed him a new grass, and henceforth purple will be the color favored by the gods. But there's one thing. Where would he get the grass? With Gene dead?
Well, he could come to you with a brand new story.
No. The woman thing is too deeply rooted.
Well, as it stands right now... Well, what is the grass? Where does it exist?
The grass is a box full of seeds, plus volumes of notes detailing hundreds of experiments, how it's formed, how it should be planted.
Well, where is all this stuff?
I turned it over to Gene. It should all be in his files at home. And I'll bet it's gone. I delivered the seeds and the notes to him myself. The only place he could keep them would be in these files.
Are you sure they wouldn't be anywhere else?
I'm positive. Besides, look at the notation on this drawer. PC, purple clover. And the drawer is empty.
Well, that's that.
What does that mean?
We have a very good hypothesis, but no evidence. So far, you are still the best suspect.
But you know I am innocent. There must be some way we can prove that Allie is... I have an idea. I'll go to see Prince Allie, and I'll confront him with what we know. That will force him to threaten me, perhaps to try to kill me. You can save me at the last minute.
It's not going to work.
Why?
Because this is a country of laws. What you're suggesting is illegal.
Why is it illegal?
Because it's considered entrapment.
But you see it all the time in the movies.
And those movies all end up before the judge throws the evidence out of court. But you did give me an idea.
What idea?
It's a very simple routine idea. Now you go home, wait there.
What are you going to do?
Just police business. Just go home and wait.
But I can't wait.
You'll just have to.
No, Sahiba. I'm really quite embarrassed.
Your younger brother is plotting against you.
Ali? Oh, that is impossible.
The woman is mad.
Ali wants your people to starve so they will revolt. You will be killed, he succeeds you, and then he gives them the purple grass.
That's a lie.
Fabulous.
It's true. He has discouraged you from accepting the clover. Why? He wants to give it to the people himself.
She's mad.
Oh, what a woman. Look at the fire in her eyes. You may think I'm young for you, Professor, but I value an older woman.
Don't you understand the implications of what I am saying to you?
Be my first wife. The others don't matter. They're only concubines. You will rule, and with fabulous wisdom.
I'm telling you about your brother.
Oh, I know he's plotting against me. It is expected of brothers.
You knew?
Didn't I plot against our older brother?
Then you should have done something about me when you had the chance.
What are you doing with that pistol?
She'll be blamed. She'll be thought mad because of her purple grass. She's already killed her lover, and now you. Because you made her give up her discovery.
No, it's not going to work that way at all. Just lower that gun. That's nice. Why'd you come here, Augusta? Because you didn't think I could help you, huh?
Well, I thought
I just went back for a search warrant. All we have to do is find the seeds and the notes in his possession. Will we find them, Ali?
I don't.
They are in his trunk.
You knew, Luther?
Of course I knew. I had planned to take care of you as soon as we return to our own country. Here, I am restricted by all kinds of legalities.
Prince, I intend to arrest your brother. Will you claim any diplomatic privilege?
None at all. The law is sacred. It must be observed.
Smitty, go get his trunk. Wilson, take him to the station house.
Well, Professor Sanderson, shall you consider my proposal?
She can't do that. She has to come along with me.
Where are we going?
This way, ma'am.
Where are you taking me? Surely I'm not under arrest.
Now, listen. You'd consider going off to Asia with that character?
Oh, I have to take it under very serious consideration.
Why?
It's the first time anyone at all made me a proposal.
Well, relax. You're about to get another one.
I'll be back shortly with a final thought. How slender a thread holds up the world. If 1,000,000 goats can give an extra pint of milk a day, that can mean the difference between life and death for thousands of children. So the true heroes are the overlooked and unknown heroes who daily solve the really great mystery, how to get an acre to yield another few bushels, or the hen to lay another egg. Our cast included Sandy Dennis, Ralph Bell, Robert Dryden, and Arnold Stang. Associate Director, Marlon Swing. This is Hyman Brown, Producer-Director, inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, then, pleasant dreams.
I'm E.G. Marshall, who shares with you an interest which few can deny in strange tales of the macabre, stories that arise from suppressed motives and odd personal experiences. You've heard, no doubt, of ESP, extrasensory perception. Do you believe that such a gift exists? The power to perceive the thoughts of another? Believe me, it does. In some persons, it has been developed to a high degree, and there is scientific evidence to prove such a contention. Our mystery drama, The Doctor's Evidence, was written especially for Mystery Theater by Roy Windsor and stars Francis Sternhagen and Tony Roberts. It is sponsored in part by the Greyhound Ameripass and True Value Hardware Stores. I'll be back shortly with Act One.
The standard engine is a V8. Standard tires, steel-belted radials. There are front and rear stabilizer bars, special springs and shock valving, fast ratio power steering, and a rally steering wheel. What makes all this interesting is that it belongs to a full-size, six-passenger Buick, the 1977 LeSabre Sport Coupe. You'll have to drive it to believe it.
Try Tatiana, the unique floral fragrance by Diane von Furstenberg. Now available in special gift packaging at the Diane von Furstenberg Cosmetic Counter and all fine stores.
Stop the music. This is Santa Claus. Can I get personal with you for a moment? The Livingston Mall has permitted me to get down to the bare facts of Christmas shopping. Now that ought to get your attention. I'm pleased to announce that I'm adding a bear to my roster of reindeer help. Not just any bear, but Yogi Bear. Yogi will be joining me this month for an extended visit to New Jersey's Livingston Mall. You'll find me in my library not far from Yogi, Augie Doggy, Fred Flintstone, and the whole Jellystone gang. And don't forget the mall's 120 quality stores under one roof, ready to fill all your holiday shopping needs. So come on out and say hello to old Santa and my pal Yogi Bear at the Livingston Mall. We're just minutes away from exit 4A, Route 280. Now, if the reindeer union will go along with that bear...
One definition of extrasensory perception is the perception of another person's thoughts and actions not received by the senses. At one time or another, most of us have had the experience of knowing what another person was thinking. A strange experience, the kind which psychical research has been studying at least since 1882, when the Society for Psychical Research was founded. Share with me this strange story of Ellen Robertshaw, who had this supernormal faculty. After an automobile accident, it seemed to increase, as Ken, her husband, explains to his secretary, Kay.
Ellen had the gift, or whatever you want to call it.
It's ghastly. Falling to her death. Can you imagine what thoughts went through that poor woman's head? Could she have anticipated her death?
I have no idea, Kay.
No, that would be magic. Do you believe in ESP, clairvoyance?
Well, they're not the same things. ESP is telepathy. I'm told it's a scientific fact.
But you do believe in telepathy and that Ellen had the faculty?
I really don't know.
You surprise me.
How so?
You're a hard-headed, practical businessman. This occult bit seems out of character.
Oh, now it's occult. No, don't assume I believe in telepathy. I'm still a skeptic. All the same, Ellen surprised me several times in the past few years by seeming to read my thoughts.
That could have been uncomfortable.
Well, sometimes, yes, but... well, that's all behind us now.
So it is. When's the funeral?
Well, I haven't thought about it. I'll have to talk over the arrangements with her son.
Bruce, is that right?
Yes, he's at the hospital now.
He is? I thought he lived in Philadelphia.
Oh, he does, but he's here. He arrived at the building just after Ellen fell. Before me.
Should I attend the services?
I don't think so, Kay. Ellen suspected you and me. She probably said so to her son.
I see.
Okay. I can't help loving you.
That's nice to hear. All the same, you could have divorced, Ellen. I never liked our furtive relationship. I felt so hypocritical. Marked the other woman.
Well, you won't be any longer. We'll be married, Kay. Say, in 6 months. It's what I've always wanted.
6 months.
Well, why do you say it that way?
It's hard to explain.
It's almost as if we'd been waiting for your wife to die. Say she hadn't, Ken. Then what would have happened? How long could I have continued to be your office wife?
Darling, I would have divorced Ellen.
But you didn't.
Well, believe me, I'm sorry she died a violent death, but it's a fact. I'm free now. So are you.
I wonder.
What's the matter with you, Kay?
Well, you say she was telepathic. Could she have anticipated her own death?
Oh, how the devil would I know? You mean, did she intimate to me that she was going to die? Of course not. When I left for work this morning, she seemed to be all right. Still weak, but alert. Stretched out on the living room couch. What is all this, Kay?
Why is her son, Bruce, what's his last name?
Bruce Ellis. He's a lawyer in Philadelphia. What about him?
Why did he appear in New York just after his mother fell to her death?
Because he was in the city, and naturally he'd come to say hello to us. Well, to her, he never liked to approve of me.
Could Ellen have transferred her thoughts to him?
Well, what if she did? Are you suggesting that he arrived here because she indicated she was going to die?
Isn't that possible?
Oh, I don't know. And anyway, so what? Maybe she knew when and how she was going to die.
But she didn't say anything to you.
Not a word. Why?
Curiosity, that's all. For some reason, her death haunts me. More coffee, Ken?
No, thanks. I have to get home.
You're depressed.
Of course I am. You and your mumbo-jumbo about telepathy.
How do you know she had the faculty, if that's what you call it?
I still don't know, but a doctor, a dry old stiff named Max Croft, was pretty convincing. That was about 2 months ago. I was visiting Ellen in the hospital after work, and Dr. Croft was there with her.
Ken, how kind of you to come by.
Well, of course I'd come by, my dear. Haven't I every night since they brought you in here? Hello, Dr. Croft.
Good evening, Mr. Robertshaw. Ellen's made very good progress. There are no after effects from the concussion, and I'll have the cast off her arm in a month.
Oh, that's good news. No complications?
Well, only slight psychic trauma, but that'll fade away.
I had a premonition about the accident. I knew it was going to happen. When it did, I even knew who ran into my car.
Oh, I see. So did the police. They found the two cars smashed up.
I mean before that.
Isn't that, ESP?
No, it's clairvoyance. Not the same thing at all.
Well, whatever you say. I don't understand either one or happen to believe in them.
What about my 2-year-old grandson? I told you about that, Max. Was I correct?
Well, it would seem so, Ellen. I know that you were worried about the little boy.
More than worried. Frightened. I knew he had more than a common cold. He had a dangerous virus.
Well, how in heaven's name could you know that, Ellen?
I don't know. But ever since being hospitalized, I seem to have acquired whatever you want to call it.
Telepathy is the name of the faculty.
You believe in that stuff, Dr. Croft?
Oh, without question.
And you know what happened, Ken.
Mm-hmm. Your son challenged the doctor, and sure enough, the little boy did have a dangerous virus. And you claim that you put that thought in your son's head, eh?
I think so.
Huh. That's fantasy. The doctor spotted the virus.
Not at first. The sickness was diagnosed as a common cold.
Well, have it your own way. I'm glad you're feeling good, dear. It's lonely home without you. Well, I'll say good night.
Give my regards to Kay.
Yes, I'll do that. Good night, Doctor.
I'll be leaving too, Ellen. Have a good rest. I'll be by in the morning.
Thank you. And Ken, ask Kay to stop by some afternoon. I'd like to see her.
You got a moment, Dr. Croft?
Well, of course.
Has Ellen's mind been affected?
Well, no, indeed.
But that junk about ESP, clairvoyance, that doesn't sound rational to me. Were you kidding her, or do you believe in such things? Second sight, that kind of thing?
Well, you've asked me a very involved question. Those terms are not interchangeable. We assign all manifestations of supernormal knowledge derived from another person's mind to telepathy. Your wife appears to have had such a manifestation from her son Bruce. He was concerned about his little boy. His mother, your wife, shared that concern and telephoned him. Then he harried the pediatrician.
You can derive knowledge from another person's mind?
Well, some persons can. I myself, for example, cannot. The evidence for supernormal cognition is very extensive, and it's impressive. Ellen seems always to have had the faculty, however slight. The accident seems to have increased her power.
And, clairvoyance, it's not the same thing, eh?
No. A clairvoyant does not derive supernormal knowledge from the mind of another. He just derives it, and that's all. Haven't you ever sat in a room with another person and discovered that both of you were thinking about the same thing?
I'm afraid I'll have to pass, Doctor. Well, I've taken up your time.
Oh, perfectly all right. Psychical research is an intriguing subject. Your wife does have the telepathic faculty, and I suspect she also has an ability with clairvoyance. May I ask a question?
Certainly.
But I'm curious to know what your wife meant when she said, "Give my regards to Kay."
My secretary, Kay Tyler. I'm meeting her for dinner at 6:30.
Ellen knew that?
I suppose I mentioned it to her when I spoke with her this afternoon.
I see. Well, enjoy yourself. Good night, Mr. Robertshaw.
What you've just told me is pretty spooky stuff, Ken.
I don't think so. Something happened to Ellen. Ever since she got home from the hospital, she's talked weirdly.
Did you tell her that you were having dinner with me?
Oh, I must have.
But you don't know. And now this, dead from a fall from the 8th floor. And it was only a week ago I called on her. Remember how uncomfortable the visit became?
Yes, vividly.
Kay, how nice to see you.
Ken's told me how quickly you were recovering, but I had to see for myself.
Dr. Croft says I'm almost completely well.
Oh, see, the cast is off her arm.
Will you have some tea and toast or something stronger?
No, thank you. I just stopped by to pay my respects. I have a date, so I have to go home and change. But thank you.
A date? I'm glad to hear that. You're such a lovely-looking young woman and so bright. I'm surprised some man hasn't insisted that you marry him.
I enjoy my freedom and my independence.
Those are precious rights. But they don't have to be given up in marriage, and marriage does offer many benefits.
Darling, I wish you wouldn't urge Kay to get married. She's my secretary. I don't know what I'd do if she left me.
I know that, Ken, but you're being selfish. Please stop by whenever you're in the neighborhood. Ken often talks about you. If I didn't know him, I think I might be jealous.
I'd better be running along, Mrs. Robertshaw. Take care of yourself. See her to the door, darling.
Yes, of course. It was good of you to stop by, Kay.
Never again, Ken. She's got claws. Oh, good night, Ken.
That was, nice of her, wasn't it, Ellen?
Very. I hope you won't mislead her, Ken.
Pardon me?
Mislead her. At the moment, she's infatuated with her boss, you.
Oh? I'm not aware of it.
Ken, how transparent you are. She loves you, and you're in love with her. It's the oldest story in the world. You're going through the middle-age death dance. If you give yourself half a chance, you'll recover.
What is this, more telepathy?
Oh, I don't need telepathy to know what's going on. Heavens, it's as plain as the blush on your cheek. Just don't hurt her, Ken. She really is a fine young woman.
I wouldn't think of hurting her.
You might. In fact, I think that you will.
Is that, intuition, or more of that, telepathic twaddle?
A little of both. My instinct tells me that you might break her heart. My telepathic faculty warns me that you will.
And what else do you, foresee?
You know, Ken. And I'm very sorry for the three of us.
What must it be like to live with someone who has a telepathic faculty? From what I've read, this supernormal knowledge can be aroused by a very strong emotion. And from what we've heard so far, Ellen, outwardly composed, must be seething with jealousy because it's evident that her husband loves Kay. Jealousy is a very strong emotion. What it leads to, we will discover when I return shortly with Act 2.
Now, a warm Christmas message from Scrooge.
Flying home for the holidays? Bah, humbug. Greyhound announces 2 penny-pinching travel plans from December 1st through January 2nd. The holiday in Metamorphosis. 2 weeks unlimited travel for only $139. Save $100, $200, even more over regular round-trip air coach traveling with a child. Or Greyhound Santa Claus Fair. Save parents extra on shorter round trips out of state. Charge with bank cards. Each plan allows you to take your child under 12 along free, like this tidy chap. Tim?
Bless you, Greyhound.
And Greyhound will carry your gifts, too. Ship them in time for Christmas for sure from any Greyhound station or from special gift shipping centers in many major city shopping centers. One more time, Nipper.
Bless you, Greyhound.
What's for dinner has an old familiar ring. Where does a mother go for the best of everything? What's for dinner? The family wants to know. Who's got the answers? Who's got the most to show? ShopRite has. ShopRite has.
To save you time during this busy holiday season, ShopRite is featuring quick and easy, satisfying meals. Fresh lean ground chuck, good so many ways, just 79 cents a pound. ShopRite hamburger rolls, 10-ounce packages, 3 for $1. ShopRite king-size beef franks, another year-round favorite, 89 cents for a 1-pound package. ShopRite mixers, 28-ounce bottles, 5 for 99 cents. And for all your holiday needs, toys, trimmings, and wrappings, too, ShopRite, the holiday place.
My name is René Charbot, and here in France, my vintage Charbot champagne is so highly regarded. It costs about as much as Piper, Moet, or Mumm. But prices change when champagne leaves France. For the Piper, Moet, or Mumm to get to America, they go through large importers who mark up the price substantially, then to distributors who add at least another 20%, and finally to your store. But Charbot is shipped directly from my vineyards to my export director, Monsieur Portier, in New York. He then distributes them to fine wine shops where Charbot vintage champagne is sold for only $8.99, about $5 less a bottle than Piper, Moet, or Mumm. Try Charbot and pay only for fine champagne, not for its journey across the Atlantic.
Charbot, the imported champagne without the importer's profit. Imported by Patrick G. Portier, New York, New York.
The philosopher Descartes wrote, that God has foreordained everything is self-evident. That means that the course of one's life is like a road from birth to eternity. Sometimes we wish that we could see what's in store for us around the next curve, but we can't. Some of us claim to be able to do so, and there is evidence that events have been foreseen, but clairvoyance is by no means accepted as fact. Telepathy is. Before her fall to death, Ellen Robertshaw had been hospitalized after an automobile accident, and her son, Bruce, came to visit her.
You look good, Mother. Very good. Don't you agree, Dr. Croft?
I do. I'll have her home in a few days.
You're very good, Bruce. No, I mean it. Running up from Philadelphia once a week, twice right after my accident. Molly must wonder if she's got a husband. How is she, by the way? And how's my grandson?
Oh, they're fine.
Was Molly disturbed by my telephone call?
No, of course not. She knows how much you love the baby.
But she is a doubting Thomas, isn't she?
Well, yes.
Bruce, let me ask you something, and give it some thought before you reply.
Oh, all right.
I knew, let me repeat that, I knew that your little boy was ill, seriously ill. How did I know that?
Oh, I don't know, Mother.
But he was ill.
All right. How did you know?
Telepathy. Your thoughts, your worry, were transmitted to me, and in turn, my concern to you. Can you doubt it? Didn't I telephone right from this hospital room and express my concern? I told Dr. Croft how worried I was, didn't I, Max?
Yes, you did.
You see?
Well, even if I see, I don't understand. Neither does Molly.
I often know what a person is thinking, Bruce.
How can you? How does that work?
Max.
Before I try to answer that question, tell me, Bruce, were you aware of your mother's concern about your little boy?
You mean, did her thoughts come into my head? Well, yes, but I couldn't say through telepathy. I know Mother loves her grandson, so naturally we didn't want to worry her when he became ill. She had enough to worry about, her injuries in the accident and...
Oh, you may be right, Bruce. On the other hand, your mother has startled me several times by apparently reading my thoughts. How I feel about her husband, for example.
Well, no one has to be a mind reader to know that, Dr. Croft. I feel the same way about Ken. But you're saying that Mother has this telepathic faculty,
Yes. Ideas may be telepathetically transmitted without conscious effort between the agent and the percipient. A percipient is one capable of perceiving. Your mother as agent and you as percipient make contact through your subliminal minds. And that big word needs to be defined. Subliminal means below the level of consciousness.
You're saying that I've got the telepathic faculty?
Well, to some degree, every one of us has it. Most persons are potential agents and percipients, some more so than others. But I'm talking fact, Bruce. There is such a thing as telepathy.
When is Mother being released from the hospital?
Oh, there's no reason your mother can't leave by Friday, day after tomorrow. You'll be weak for a while, Ellen. Most bed patients are after they're discharged, but except for your arm in a cast, you're in good health.
Mother, do you want me to...
No, my goodness, I can get home by myself. I mean, Ken will pick me up. Will you see him before you return to Philadelphia?
I don't think so, Mother. I don't want to be rude, but, well, it's what he's doing to you that makes me angry. You know, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't take a mind reader to know he's got big stars in his eyes for that secretary of his. At least you know. Why don't you get rid of him, Mother?
I may.
Why hesitate? Tell him goodbye. And then come visit us. Take a trip. Life begins at...
49, perhaps.
Well, if you'll excuse me, for what it's worth, Ellen, I concur with Bruce. Your husband's a calculating man. Let him have his Kay, Tyler.
I'll see. Bruce, my love to Molly and the little boy. Tell her not to be too upset.
Upset? Oh, you mean about the facts about telepathy, right? Well, I'll try. On some subjects, however, Molly's mind is closed.
That's not what I was referring to.
No?
You'll find out when you return to Philadelphia.
What are you talking about, Mother?
I can't say. Or maybe I'd rather not. I could be wrong. A decision can be changed. Maybe it will be. I hope so. But I have my doubts.
What is it, Kay, darling? You're off in space. Is anything the matter?
Everything's the matter, Ken. I'm going to have to break it off.
I see.
I wish you did. I just can't stand being two-faced anymore. If you want me as much as you've said you do something about it. Otherwise, let me go.
Leave Ellen, huh?
Look, I'm not trying to break up a marriage, but you say it isn't one, so I'm not really the other woman. If you haven't got a marriage, why don't you end it?
All right. I'll speak to her tonight and pack up and leave.
You've said that before. You call me. I won't call you.
Meaning?
I won't see you anymore, Ken, until I can be seen with you in the light of day. Tomorrow's Friday. My last at the office. There are other secretaries in the company who'll jump at my job. You won't be hung up. But tomorrow's my last day in the romantic shipping business.
Oh, now, we'll see about that. After I've spoken to Ellen, I'll come over to your place. Now, you'll be home, won't you?
I don't know. I'd like to believe you, but...
I'll be by. Now, stop acting like a silly schoolgirl and come on, eat your lunch.
Oh, Ken.
Hello? Is that you, Dr. Croft?
Yes, Bruce.
I'm telephoning from Philadelphia. Is my mother all right?
Why, yes, she's been home over a week now. I'd say she's completely recovered.
Oh, you're no longer calling on her?
Why, no. What is it, Bruce?
I've had the feeling all day long that something's wrong.
I see.
It may seem foolish, but...
Not at all. It's, let me see, 2 o'clock. I'll pay her a visit within the hour and report back to you.
Oh, I'd appreciate that, Dr.
Not
Croft.
at all.
I've tried to reach Mother by telephone, and there's no answer.
That's odd. What about the maid?
I don't know. Earlier in the day, Mother spoke to my wife and told Molly, "Don't be upset."
Strange.
Yes, I thought so. I have no idea what she meant by it. Don't be upset, that's all she said. She wouldn't explain it to Molly. Of course, I am upset.
Well, I understand. Let me stop by and pay her a visit, Bruce. I'll telephone you from her place. Ellen, you're white as chalk. Take my arm, my dear.
I heard your voice, and I managed to struggle to the door. I'm all right now.
You sit down. Here, let me take your pulse.
I don't know what came over me.
And I do. Your pulse is very rapid. What's frightened you, Ellen?
I really can't see.
Now lie back on the couch and try to relax. Now, what is it? Something's upset you. Tell me.
There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it, Max. But it's all right.
Well, I take it you're alone here.
Yes. I gave the maid the afternoon off. She's gone down to Richmond. Her sister had a baby, and they're going home from the hospital tomorrow.
Have you been awake most of the afternoon?
Why?
Well, Bruce telephoned you here, but he got no answer.
Oh, dear. Now I've upset both Molly and him. How thoughtless of me.
Why did you tell Molly not to be upset? About what?
Well, foolishness.
Why didn't you answer the telephone, Ellen?
I tried, but I'm still pretty weak. I didn't reach the phone in time.
Is that the truth?
Why, of course.
Well, you should be strong again, Ellen. I don't quite believe there's anything physically wrong with you. Mentally, well, that's another matter.
There's nothing wrong with my mind.
I'm not saying there is. But the mind, yours especially, can play funny tricks. Fear can affect the body in strange ways. I suspect that fear made it hard for you to move to the telephone when it rang. Now, tell me the truth, Ellen. Isn't that what happened?
Yes. I just couldn't move. Then I heard your voice through the door, and my fear vanished.
All right. Now, tell me what you're afraid of. I'm your doctor. I'm also your old friend.
Bruce knows.
I see. Telepathy?
He's afraid for me, and I'm afraid for myself.
You're afraid of what?
Ken is despondent, Max. And he may do something he'll regret.
Well, has he threatened you?
No. But he wants to be free.
Well, give him his freedom. He isn't worth the powder.
That's what I intend to do, if I'm in time.
Another riddle. What do you mean by that?
I should have proposed a divorce sooner. Now it may be too late.
Ellen?
Yes, Ken. I'm on the terrace. Busy day?
Oh, just the usual. Where's the maid?
Richmond. She'll be gone for the weekend. Her sister's had a baby.
How are you feeling?
Better. At least I was when Dr. Croft left me.
Oh, why was he here?
Bruce asked him to stop in and see me.
Oh?
Bruce was worried about me.
Why should Bruce be worried about you? What have you got to be worried about?
You know, Ken.
I do? Well, then you know more than I do. Oh, I get it. Mind reading. All right. Tell me what I know.
You won't give up Kay Tyler, but she's given you up.
You don't have to be telepathic to know that. What are you going to do about it?
I'm prepared to divorce you. But I don't like what you're thinking, Ken. You're a blunt, shallow man. But I never thought you were evil. And it wouldn't do you any good. Or is your mind made up?
What about money?
What about it?
You're a rich woman. I like the way we live.
I have a will.
What does it provide for me? Ordinarily, the husband...
My estate is in trust. In the event of my death, there would be some money for you. But my first husband made certain that Bruce and his children would receive the bulk of it. Death is one thing. Divorce is another.
So you'll give me my freedom and nothing else, huh?
Wouldn't anything else be in bad taste?
Well, maybe we should just keep on as we are.
It wouldn't be any more unpleasant than it has been for years, Ken, but aren't you overlooking the other woman? She doesn't like that label, does she?
She doesn't think of herself that way.
Oh? It's been going on for 2 years. It won't go on much longer. Kay Tyler is attractive and intelligent, but she's a fool. You've used her.
I love her.
Then marry her. I'll start divorce proceedings tomorrow. Ken?
You do that, Ellen.
Oh, all right. And then I want to see my grandson once more. And Ken!
We have heard, of course, that Ellen Robertshaw died from an accidental fall from her 8th floor terrace. She was so distraught from her unpleasant conversation with her husband that while watering the flowers suspended in window boxes from the terrace railing, she leaned forward and fell. That seems straightforward enough, but we know better. At least we might suspect that her fall was not accidental. I shall return in a few minutes with Act 3.
Just in time for Christmas, True Value hardware stores offer an expensive-looking watch at an inexpensive price. Hi, Pat Summerall to tell you about the Time Band Ladies Watch from Fairchild, the first low-priced digital watch that doesn't look inexpensive. It's stylishly slim, elegantly contoured, and has the dependable 5-function performance of expensive electronic digitals. It shows hours, minutes, month, day, and seconds on command. Has a quartz crystal that makes it capable of accuracy to within 1 minute a year. A calendar that automatically adjusts to the proper number of days in each month, so you only have to adjust it on leap year. And the Time Band Ladies Watch from your True Value hardware store is entirely solid state, so there are no moving parts to wear out, oil, or maintain. Get the expensive-looking Fairchild Time Band Ladies Watch for as low as $29.95 at participating True Value hardware stores. Remember, True Value, more than just a name, their way of doing business.
This is Bob Fitzsimmons. I want to tell you about making a hidden camera TV commercial about white wine. We went to Niagara Falls, where there were thousands of people from all over America, to get a cross-section. And for 2 days, I invited people to taste 3 glasses of great white wines, the most famous and popular imported wine, an equally famous California white wine, and Manischewitz Table White. We videotaped 41 people. They couldn't see the labels.
Well, which do you like best?
I like this one better.
That one. Let's see which one you pick.
Manischewitz. It's more pleasant. I like it better, definitely.
I normally drink these 2 wines, too.
I like the Manischewitz the best. I like the taste.
Superb, soft, dry wine. That's a good description.
Of all the people we videotaped, more like Manischewitz Table White better than the California wine and the leading imported wine. I did, too. In fact, almost as many chose this totally different Manischewitz White as the other 2 wines combined. Soft, dry Manischewitz Table White. I'll bet 2 to 1 you'll like it best, too. Manischewitz Wine Company, New York.
There is no mystery to the fabulous flavor of real imported Polish ham. They're fully cooked, always easy to prepare. So say goodbye to cooking over a hot stove when you'd rather be out having fun. How do you do it? Just slice Polish ham for delicious sandwiches. Pile it on salads. Cube it for casseroles. Any way you serve it, Crackus or Aunt Alana always make delightful, ready-to-eat, enjoyable meals. They're conveniently packed in 2, 3, 5, and 7-pound tins. Or ask for any quantity you need, sliced from the large 12-pound size. Keep an extra can of Crackus or Aunt Alana ham in your kitchen. You'll love the convenience. Your family and guests will love its great taste. Polish hams have been imported for more than 25 years by New York Commodities Corporation. Available at all Acme supermarkets.
These days, a great number of married men and women seem to fall in and out of love more easily than they did 20, even 10 years ago, when, if I may say so, the vows pledged were taken more seriously. Because they were, quarrels were resolved and marriages held together, even a quarrel over the other woman. Ellen and Ken Robertshaw, she especially, tried but failed to resolve his, shall we call it, preoccupation with Kay Tyler. Ellen offered him a divorce, but a dreadful accident intervened.
John, what's happened?
Oh, Mr. Robertshaw, he's awful, just awful.
What happened?
Mrs. Robertshaw, a policeman phoned for ambulance, but then he kept the crowd away. It's your wife.
My wife?
She falls. I can't describe it, Mr. Robertshaw. I still feel sick. There was this awful sound, and I'm terrible sorry.
My wife fell from the 8th floor?
The son, he got here just when it happened. He's in the lobby.
Oh, I'd better see him.
You do that. I'm sorry, Mr. Robertshaw.
Rose?
Hello. I arrived too late, just when it happened.
I'm sorry for both of us. I hope you believe that, Bruce.
I don't. Where you come from?
From work. John the doorman told me what happened.
What did happen?
Well, you know as well as I do. Ellen fell to her death.
Can you prove you just got here?
What? Hey, wait a minute. What are you implying?
You better have a perfect alibi, Ken. And I mean perfect.
Spell that out.
My mother didn't fall from the terrace. Is that clear enough?
If you know that for a fact...
I don't know it for a fact, but I know it.
How? Tell me how. I'd really like to know.
I've known since lunchtime that my mother was in danger.
I don't like what you're saying, Bruce. You're a lawyer, so, be careful.
You won't get away with it.
You've lost me. Get away with what? Your mother fell to her death. She was still weak. She was probably watering the flowers and leaned too far over. Vertigo, and over she went.
Dr. Croft saw her this afternoon. She could hardly walk to the door to let him in.
That proves my point. But why I have to prove anything to you, I don't know.
I think you threw her over the terrace railing.
I'll remember that, Bruce. For an adult and a lawyer, you're a fool. Your mother died an accidental death. That'll be the verdict. Try to change it to... Well, to what? Murder? Because that's what you want to believe, isn't it? Oh, you're absurd. I arrived here even after you did, and you're implying that I murdered your mother? You'll excuse me. I have to get to the hospital. I don't expect to ever see you again. Bruce. What's happened? You look dazed. Come, sit down.
My mother is dead, Dr. Croft.
Good heavens.
She fell to her death.
Oh, my boy, I'm shattered. What awful news. I don't know what to say.
She didn't fall to her death, Doctor. I think she was murdered.
That's a very serious charge, Bruce.
I know it. And I can't prove what I'm saying, but I'm sure of what happened. She seemed all right when you paid a call on her this afternoon.
I found her frightened. I managed to calm her down and prescribed her relaxant. I thought I calmed you down too, Bruce, but here you are. Why?
My mother was in my thoughts all morning long. I was afraid for her. She was trying to tell me something. What's happened. I left the office and I boarded a train for New York. I got to Mother's building just as it happened. And I've just come from the hospital.
What a dreadful experience. You knew your mother was in danger?
Telepathy. It must be.
You suspect Robert Shaw, of course?
Oh, who else? I don't know how he managed it. He says he arrived in front of the building after I did. If he can prove that, he's in the clear.
Well, of course, it is possible that your mother did fall over the railing. I don't see how we'll ever know what did happen.
What do I do?
I don't know.
You believe me, don't you, Doctor?
Well, certainly. But my opinion doesn't count. I'm trying to remember what your mother and I said to each other when I called on her. And let me see. As I recall, she asked you to tell Molly that you were not to be upset.
Yeah, that's right. What could she have meant by that?
Darned if I know. She was afraid for herself. That much I do know. Oh, and she added that Robert Shaw was despondent and might do something he'd regret. I urged her to give Robert Shaw a divorce, and she said she wouldn't.
Well, then why would he kill her? I mean, that's what he wanted, wasn't it?
Well, that doesn't advance us, does it?
You said you prescribed a relaxant for her?
Yes, she was unnerved.
And she didn't answer my telephone call because she had trouble getting to the phone. Is that right, Doc?
Well, that's what she told me.
Yeah, and it took her a long time to admit you to her flat.
Oh, when she knew I was the caller, she lost some of her fear and was able to open the door, yes. It took a while, and she wasn't too steady on her feet.
And when you left her?
Well, she walked me to the door.
So, first she wasn't able to walk very well, and then she was, huh?
Oh, fright can do that to a person, Bruce. It can immobilize you. Oh, by all that's holy, I've got it. I have indeed. You're right. It was murder.
Hey, what's come over you?
Where's Robert Shaw now, do you know?
I have no idea. They left the hospital before I did. I've got a guess, though. I'll bet he went to visit Kay Tyler to tell her the news.
Yeah, good boy. Look up her address. We're going to pay her a visit.
Who are you calling?
The police. I want them present to make the arrest.
Ken, I think you'd better go now. This isn't nice.
I guess not. I told you at lunch I'd stop by after talking with Ellen.
But you never got the chance.
No. Fate intervened. Ellen knew I was going to divorce her.
Or the other way around.
That's what she said.
Oh? You did talk to her?
A few days ago. Yeah, we talked it over.
Why didn't you tell me at lunch?
Because the details weren't finalized. Now they don't matter.
Did you see her tonight before she fell?
Well, how could I? I'd just gotten home and there was the ambulance taking her away.
Now who?
Were you expecting anybody?
No. I hardly know anyone. Yes?
Are you Kay Tyler?
Yes?
What are you doing here? Dr. Croft. Robert Shaw. Bruce and I have to talk with you. Miss Tyler, I'm Dr. Croft, and this is Mrs. Robert Shaw's son, Bruce Ellis. May we come in?
What, do you two want?
Don't be rude, Ken. Come in, Doctor. Mr. Ellis. What brings you here?
We, suspected that Robert Shaw might be here, Miss Tyler.
Oh, well, sit down. This is very strange.
It's more than that, Miss Tyler.
All right, what is it? Say what you have to say and get out.
You murdered my mother, Robert Shaw.
Oh, no.
You're a fool, and this is slander. I warned you before.
This is not an idle accusation. I can prove what Bruce has just said.
Oh, you're both fools. Ellen died an accidental death. That's the police verdict. She fell from the terrace.
She couldn't have fallen.
But, Ken, Mr. Robert Shaw arrived on the scene after the accident. He learned about it from the doorman.
Yes, so he says, but that's not the truth. Shall I reconstruct what happened? He came home early, slipped into the apartment, threw my mother from the terrace, returned to the lobby, and lost himself in the crowd. Then he approached the doorman and asked what had happened.
That's a lot of slipping in and slipping out and mingling, Bruce.
It doesn't sound plausible to me.
It's fantasy. These two dislike me.
How can you accuse Ken without proof?
Ellen Robert Shaw could not have fallen to her death because she couldn't walk. What are you saying, you crazy old fool? Old, yes, a fool, no. I repeat, Mrs. Robert Shaw could not walk. When I paid her a visit this afternoon, she had great difficulty reaching the door to let me in. Fear had somehow immobilized her. The cause of her fear was you. She told me as much. You came home early, as Bruce has said, and you talked to her. Remember, Ellen was telepathic. She knew that you were thinking of murder. What's that got to do with her ability to walk? Her fear of you in your presence caused hysterical paralysis. How do you know? My conclusion is altogether medical.
What is hysterical paralysis?
The psychic inhibition of motor function, meaning that hysteria temporarily paralyzed her, making it impossible for her to walk. There was evidence of it when I paid a call on her, and that's because she was afraid of Robert Shaw. She said as much. In his presence, her fears would mount. They immobilized her, and she was practically inert when he threw her from the terrace.
Ken, is this true?
It will take some proving.
The proof is that my mother could not have fallen accidentally. She couldn't move. Explain that away if you can. The police will question the doorman and everyone else who was in here or near the apartment when you came home from work. Earlier than you would have us believe.
If she didn't fall accidentally, maybe she...
No, not my mother. She didn't take her life. Why would she? Mother told Dr. Croft she was divorcing you. You murdered her, Robert Shaw, and Dr. Croft can prove it.
The police. You're a vile man, Robert Shaw. I hope you spend the rest of your life behind bars. Most murders are solved, when they are solved, by painstaking work which goes over every detail which contributed to motive and opportunity. But the apprehending of Ken Robershaw depended, strangely enough, on a woman's supernormal faculty of telepathy. And that is what, in the end, was his undoing. I'll return shortly.
The 1977 Buick Regal. It comes with Buick's terrific V6 engine. It carries 6 people and lots of Buick comfort. It's lean, it's maneuverable in city traffic. It's the most luxurious mid-sized car Buick builds. Yeah, this new Regal is pretty much everything a car should be, except for one thing. It isn't yours yet, but it can be. Just see your Buick dealer for a test drive soon.
How does your laxative work? Many brand name laxatives contain ingredients that expand in your stomach. That's how they work. We know a medicine that works differently. It's in the X-Lax pill. Overnight, the X-Lax pill gently stimulates your system's own regular rhythm. Stimulates your system for relief in the morning. No surprises, just relief in the morning. That's the X-Lax pill. Try it tonight with confidence. For occasional use only as directed. X-Lax pills.
Miss Quincy.
Yes, sir.
Could you take a memo?
Memo? Yes, sir.
Look, there's a person sitting here. Don't sit on our laps, please. You'll kill us.
Santa's elves are about to announce a special Photomat Christmas camera outfit at a very special Photomat price.
To Santa Claus from BL. Regarding Vivitar. Regarding the Vivitar camera. Yes, a Vivitar makes excellent cameras. It's got a built-in electronic flash. It's 150 flashes on a set of batteries. Batteries are included. And there's a wrist strap and a carrying case. Put in we're going to give him a cartridge of 110 color print film.
Did you mention the coupons?
Wait, what coupons? Photomat discount developing coupons.
What you get with the camera.
By the time the elves finish this memo, you could be at the Photomat store buying the best pocket camera outfit we've ever offered. A tremendous gift idea for just $34.95.
$34.95?
Yeah.
Oh, you better put quantities are limited.
Gee, this is my first memo. Could you read that back? What have we got so far?
Well, what I have is regarding.
Sounds good to me. I feel like a real businessman.
So lift the cigar up for me. We're going to take a puff here.
Here's a Christmas film sale. Example, 2 rolls of Photomat 126 12 exposure color print film at just $1.59. Save more when you buy 5 at the Photomat store.
Greedy folks have long arms. That's an old Scottish proverb, and it's appropriate. Robert Shaw was a hypocritical opportunist. He never loved his wife. He may have loved Kay Tyler, but I'm pleased that she escaped from him. Why didn't he take the divorce and let the money go? Not Robert Shaw. When greed and love, or call it by its proper name, infatuation, combine in one person, he's a threat to normal persons. Our cast included Francis Sternhagen, Tony Roberts, Ralph Bell, Guy Sorrell, and Catherine Butterfield. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division and Contact, the 12-hour cold capsule. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
Tonight's Mystery Theater was also brought to you in part by ShopRite Supermarkets, where you get a lot more for a little less. The preceding program was furnished by CBS Radio.
We've been telling you that 100% of your contribution to the WOR Children's Christmas Fund goes to buy gifts for the children. But have you wondered just what sort of gifts your contribution will buy? Well, for example, a $10 donation will buy a hooded sweatshirt, a pair of jeans, a western shirt, and a knit hat for a boy 7 to 12 years old, and that can mean a lot to a kid who doesn't have much. Help us make Christmas happen. Send your gift to the WOR Children's Christmas Fund, Box 710, Times Square Station, New York, 10036.
Your dial is set for news with John Wingate. WOR New York and RKO General Station.
New details on swine shot halt. Carter names 4. Beam changes court procedure to try to get New York cops back on the street. It's 41 degrees, 6 Celsius in mid-Manhattan. Weather watch outlook, cloudy, periods of rain and fog tonight, low in the low 30s. John Wingate with the 8 o'clock report from WOR News. And, of course, tonight's financial review. A public health service spokesman in Washington says the ordered halt to the swine flu inoculation program is the wise course. Spokesman said, quoting here, "We cannot say conclusively that there is not an association between the swine flu vaccine and the paralytic disorder." But the spokesman stressed at the same time that there is no evidence the vaccine is causing paralysis. The Public Health Service estimates that about 4,000 cases of French polio occur each year in the United States. One official states, "We do not know at this point if there has been an increase this year." The suspension does not mean that a link has been found between the swine flu vaccine and the Bari syndrome. WOR's Ed Nash reports.
New Jersey's public immunization program already has ended, but a state medical officer says the risk of anyone coming down with the Guillain-Barré syndrome is exceptionally small. Dr. Ronald Altman, the state epidemiologist, puts it this way.
The risk of any one individual who got immunized developing Guillain-Barré is very small, much, much less than 1 in 100,000, less than that even. And we don't even know if there's definitely an association. The reason the moratorium was placed is that there is enough suspicion now that it is prudent not to go ahead with the immunization.
Dr. Altman says the state has stopped all distribution of the vaccine. He also said the New Jersey Health Department and health departments in other states had been investigating the possibility of the syndrome affecting those who may have been immunized, and their composite findings resulted in this temporary moratorium on further immunizations. This is Ed Nash, WOR News.
The federal judge has ordered former President Nixon and 2 of his administration officials to pay damages to a national security aide whose telephone was tapped by the government. Besides Nixon, the order applies to former U.S. Attorney General John Mitchell and one-time White House Chief of Staff H.R. Haldeman. The damages were ordered paid to a former chief of the National Security Council Planning Group, Morton Halperin. U.S. District Court Judge John Lewis Smith, Jr. says he'll determine the amount of damages to be paid Halperin after hearing arguments later on that question. Coming up, Carter names 4. WOR 710 News Time. 3 minutes past 8 o'clock. President-elect Carter has named his top national security and economic advisors and his ambassador to the United Nations. Simultaneously, Carter heatedly denied that outside pressures are affecting his cabinet selection. The Georgian called news accounts of internal discord and external pressure, quote, absolutely and terribly inaccurate, end quote. Carter named a 44-year-old black congressman from Atlanta, Andrew Young, to be United Nations ambassador. He chose as his chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors 52-year-old Charles Schultz, who was budget director during the Lyndon Johnson administration. And Carter named a 48-year-old Columbia University political scientist, Zbigniew Brzezinski, as head of the National Security Council. At an afternoon news conference, the man named to head that council, Brzezinski, pledged to give his best to increase international cooperation.
I deeply believe that we are at a time when we as a nation confront two fundamental alternatives. Either the imperative of greater international cooperation, or the specter of increasing global turbulence. It will be a time which will demand the very best from us, not only intellectually, but morally. And I pledge to give all that I can on both.
That's the incoming head of the National Security Council, Mr. Brzezinski. Mayor Abe Beame announces a change in felony arrangement procedures, which he says will save more than $500,000 a year in police overtime costs and get officers back to street patrol faster. Under this program, which starts Monday, police officers in Manhattan and Brooklyn criminal courts will not be required to be present at the arraignment. Beame said that after being interviewed by an assistant district attorney, the officer will be excused after the complaint is drawn up. The police now spend an average of 4 hours in court after the complaint is written up. A 20-year-old woman fired from her job as a store Santa Claus in Omaha, Nebraska, charges discrimination. But the store manager who fired Melody Moore comments, quote, "You just can't afford to disillusion a child." Miss Moore had played Santa 6 times before being called on to turn in her red suit and white beard. But she says a store representative told her parents had complained that a woman ruined the image of Santa Claus. And here we come to the Weather Watch update for New York City and vicinity, with your weekend coming up starting tomorrow. Cloudy with periods of rain and fog tonight. Low in the low 30s. Partly cloudy tomorrow and tomorrow night. Highs tomorrow, Friday, in the low 40s. Then the low tomorrow night should be in the low 30s. The chance of rain is way up there. It's 60% tonight. Then 20% tomorrow and 20% tomorrow night. Winds north to northeast, increasing to 15 to 25 miles an hour tonight, becoming north to northwest at the same speeds tomorrow and again tomorrow night. This quick word on the possible price of oil. Compromise may be in the works concerning an oil price increase by OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Saudi Arabia's minister flew home today from a meeting of oil cartel ministers in Qatar, but returned to the conference 8 hours later. He departed after the OPEC ministers rejected his plan for a 6-month price freeze. A Saudi spokesman says in the Persian Gulf capital that his country's delegate, Sheikh Ahmed Zaki Yamani, would not have returned unless he carried a compromise. Top stories at this hour. Public health spokesman in Washington says suspension of swine flu shots is the wise course to have taken. Carter names black congressman from Georgia, Andrew Young, to be United Nations ambassador. Stocks moved down on this day. And that's the 8 o'clock news. John Wingate reporting. Next news on this station. As always, the moment it happens, when it happens, we get there. On the scene. Next scheduled news, I'll be back at 9 o'clock this evening, here on WOR, Radio 710. On September 22nd, 1975, WOR was granted a license by the Federal Communications Commission to serve the public interest as a public trustee until June 1st of 1978. We are obligated to make a continuing diligent effort to determine the significant problems and needs of our service area and to provide programming to help meet those problems and needs. We invite listeners to send specific suggestions or comments concerning our station operation and programming efforts to WOR, 1440 Broadway, New York, New York 10018.